welcome back to Cruise Control. It is Friday, September 1st, 2023. Welcome to Cruise Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host, as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. Yeah. And joining me back, as always, is you see everybody right now, is my lovely co-host, Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How you doing today?
I have no idea what's happening right now.
I know, we had a little problem right there. Some sirens were going off. We lost our service. We lost everything.
God forbid 3 drops of rain come down in California, your internet fucking goes out. That's
everything goes down. Happy Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we keeping you from very important plans, sir? Finally, I'm sorry. It was Mother Nature to be mad at, not us.
Mother Nature was like, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Hi, DR. Good to see you. Hi, Ty. What's the deal? Happy Friday.
We're doing an impression.
Do an impression.
Oh, shit. Everybody drink.
But it's Friday. There's a lot happening, as always.
I almost saying Montel Jordan.
And so happy to have... Hey, Montel Jordan.
You said it's Friday. I was about to burst into song.
But so happy to have back here... I gotta get something for Rachel here. Like,
you go through phases and you come up with good shit, but then you lose it. So I would advise you to, in your spare time, rewatch and figure out what the fuck you said that you liked, and then come with that. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
The woman of the hour, bringing gay back, making gay cool. I don't know what was that whole thing. Rachel Blakely. Rachel, welcome back to the show.
Should we cut and redo that?
Was gay ever not
Gaying
cool?
it up. Gaying up. That's what it was.
Gaying up. That's what it was. Gaying up. It was definitely not bringing gay back.
Oh, no.
I'm not Justin Timberlake. I'm not bringing sex back and
cool
take
again.
it away.
I'm gonna drink. Gaying it up. That's what it was. Oh my God.
Situation
This is what happens when everything goes wrong. Rachel, how you doing today? I apologize to the world.
I almost spit take. I can't.
It's a Friday. This is my natural place to be on a Friday.
How was your week?
It was good. The weather's been nice. Not much to complain about.
Yeah, well, you don't have the rain like here right now. I don't know what's happening. Something crazy.
The world goes
shenanigans. The world's going to hell right now, Rachel. But I'm happy you're here with us on Cruise Control on a Friday, as always. And
best place to be on a Friday.
Mouth. Like, can we just?
It's the best place. What are you talking about,
Nothing.
Sabrina?
I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay, all right. Sabrina's adding some stuff in there. Anyways, also joining us back here on Cruise Control. I was working this man this week quite a bit. Mr. I would say director, writer, actor, and a hell of a guy himself, Spencer O'Neill. Welcome back to Cruise Control. How you doing tonight?
Good, man. Good to be here.
Yeah, how's
way less enthusiastic than the rest of us right here.
How's your week been?
It's been a good week. A lot of editing, as you know, but it's been a great week. We had an awesome shoot, so thank you both, Sabrina and Brian, very much.
You got
Rachel,
it.
Yeah,
great to see you. I'm glad we got everything sorted out. And Brian, that was hysterical. You said you meant it from just your heart, you know? You were trying to say horrible. Something nice about Rachel and just words came out in the wrong order, I think.
It was like verbal diarrhea.
It was rough. It was rough. But
it was super fucking rough.
I was laughing my ass off. So, gosh. Thank you.
For Rachel's entire intro, I was laughing, FYI. So.
Anyways, I apologize to everybody out there. Happy Cruise Control Friday.
Oh,
of course, we're drinking, and maybe I had a few drinks beforehand, and I'm maybe. But everybody out there, what are we drinking here? What are we drinking? I got a little Corona right here. What do you got there, Rachel?
Sunny D with vodka.
Oh, nice.
That's an actual drink you can purchase?
That's an actual product.
Sunny D with vodka?
Out.
That's right.
Nice.
It's actually for 14-years-olds.
Which is really
wow, that's
it is
flavored vapes. Like, what are you marketing to, Sunny D? Rude. I when you said that, I thought you actually bought Sunny D and were mixing it purposely with vodka. I was like, that's a terrible choice.
No,
they made it for me.
Spencer got a Modelo.
This choice.
They made it for me. Sunny D, the bartender of the world right now. The good move. Shift in marketing.
If this is your first time on Cruise Control, it's Friday, so we might have a few drinks while we talk about entertainment news because it's fun. It's Friday. We're cutting loose. It's been a long week for a lot of us out there, and you watching at home, I guarantee. So thank you for being here on Cruise Control. And, we're maybe drinking, maybe hanging out, having a good time. It's live, so maybe we do a few crazy things or say a few things off the cuff, but there's also something else we got to talk about, and that is some breaking news. Let's get it. All right, everybody, the very first thing I want to dive into right off the top is a little bit of news about Bosch Legacy. So Bosch Legacy is officially coming out the second season, of course, and they announced the release date for it. Been back and forth when it's coming out, but the first 4 episodes are dropping at the same time, exclusively on Freevee, and they're also going to come to Amazon Prime after that, the same time, same date, for other territories across the world. I'm talking about all the 35 territories out there on Prime Video, the other ones that have Prime. And also on top of it, you got 10 episodes coming out for this. They're going to actually release 2 episodes per week every Friday after that until November, and then they'll have them all out there for you for the season. And of course, it's picked up for another season. We said that before. We got a lot of friends of the show that are working on that, going back to work as soon as we get back to work from this strike. You know, that's a whole thing. We're gonna be waiting for some news because, again, not much happening there. It's still kind of a standstill. But if you haven't seen Bosch Legacy, it goes about Harry Bosch and his daughter now is focusing on Maddie, and you know he's a detective retired now. And the shenanigans he gets into, but
the PI investigator now after he retired from the force.
Yeah, so he's doing his thing, so he can't stop, won't stop. And somebody else that's still in the news, who can't stop, won't stop, is Alec Baldwin for Rust. And for me,
fuck.
I'm like, I don't want to talk about this too long because it just keeps popping up here. But Alec Baldwin tried to take this back to court and challenge a potential refiling of criminal charges against him. Now, he went to court back in New Mexico. The first judicial district court judge actually put it out there and said, hey, we're not going to let you dismiss this. It's denied. So they can still go after him for criminal charges after the fact. And he also wanted to stop it during this whole criminal charge, you know, and then he was, you know, they had the whole court case going on with the actual armor right now. And he wanted to stop them being able to go after him. They said, we delay it till after all that's done. And the judge said, no, that's not happening either. So even though he was dismissed, all his charges against him were dropped. And he thought, you know, everyone said, oh, he's going to be fine. They can still go after him. Now, the charges against him may be reconsidered at some point, but the final decision has not been made yet. Now, of course,
it's a civil case.
It's a civil case. I should say civil. Not criminal charges are done, but civil. Civil, yes. So the judge was just telling him, though, like, you're not going to get out of this. If they decide to come after you, they can still go after you. And he tried. They had a whole video thing, and he had this whole court date. But unfortunately for Alec Baldwin, he could still be charged civil crimes for the actual death of the cinematographer, Helena Hutchins. So, and this is, the movie's done. Rust is done. They finished shooting in Montana. And who knows, it might actually be where this movie comes out and these charges come at the same exact time, which would be just a disaster for the movie, for the PR, for everything. But especially when there's not a lot of stuff shot right now,
Has the family
which is always a problem.
That they want to pursue civil charges?
They've been talking about it. Yeah, apparently they have. They're saying it all depends on, because there was a whole thing with the gun. And they were like, the thing is coming out more and more is the gun was fired before we say never pulled the trigger. But after all the logistics came out for it, they said the trigger was pulled. And so that's why through all the discovery, they might actually go back and charge him now for civil charges. But
how about the fact that it's a prop gun and it shouldn't be firing a fucking bullet? Like, why would you not pull the trigger if you're an actor? Like, I know he said, so he lied, so he's going to get in trouble for lying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a prop gun.
But they said there was some tampering with the evidence too. And that was a whole thing going on. So I think that's what it was.
But he was a producer. Him being a producer,
Correct.
I feel like was a big part of that as well. And also, like, those are where the decisions are made. I think it was a big decision for somebody to have used a real gun as opposed to like replicas and things like that.
But no, I know it should have fake bullets in it.
It should, but they were firing.
If you're using a practical gun that can fire, like, it should be firing fake bullets. Like, I worked on, you just mentioned Bosch Legacy. I worked on Bosch forever. We had so many scenes where there was we had a whole shootout in a basement. And we would go and pick up all the shells and shit. I actually made my friend Ryan a fucking little thing with all the fucking shells from the fucking bullets. Like, it's something that happens all the time. It's very common. This armorer had no fucking idea what she was doing. Like, I mean, if you can accuse him of anything, is hiring someone who doesn't have enough experience because you were trying to cut corners and save money.
Yeah.
But I don't think he intentionally did anything wrong. It just doesn't make sense to me. And Ty, I know you did say that you think it's crazy he did nothing wrong and that the armor is to blame. She is still facing criminal charges, if I'm not mistaken,
yes, she is.
Right?
That's the whole thing. They're saying
he got dropped. The criminal charges were dropped against him. She is still being charged criminally.
Yeah.
He may have a civil case pending. Also worth noting, really quickly, I'm sorry, I don't mean to steal the spotlight here, but the husband is also a producer. After this happened, part of his settlement so it's not the husband, maybe it's her family, like her mom or dad or brother. I don't know.
An executive producer on now too.
So the husband is now, part of his settlement was that I think that he got paid out some money. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did. But he is definitely a producer on this movie now. So, I mean, it's a little weird to me personally that you're gonna be like, okay, this is like what happened and like how my wife died, and I'm gonna get money from that because at least something good should come out of it. I don't really know that just seems really fucking weird to me, honestly.
What do you do? I can't blame the guy. Like, if she's dead, not taking the producer credit isn't going to bring her back.
It's just weird.
It's
just weird to negotiate. It's weird.
The problem started right 100%. Whenever they decided not to pay a large amount of the crew, right? Mm-hmm. Right, a bunch of the crew left because they weren't being paid.
A bunch left.
And I think the armor was one of the people. She was an assistant.
Yeah, she was assistant. The real armor left, the official armor, and then they just kind of moved her up.
Right.
Yeah,
and then they were like kept everybody in. So like, I mean, that's like I would argue that's negligence, for sure, at least 100%. From a producer standpoint. You know what I mean? And that's, if you make those big decisions and you've been a person that's been in film for so long, it's like, you got a lot of people around that, especially this armor who is not fit for the job and shouldn't be doing it. If anything, right. Alec Baldwin should have looked at that and been like, I should have. I definitely need to take more control over the situation. But
also like that, like I totally appreciate what you're saying, and I get that 100%.
Yeah, it's not foolproof,
100%. No, it's not that it's bulletproof. It's just, the thing is, like, also though, like maybe not in this type of position, but like on more independent, like more cost-cutting type shows, like people get the opportunity to do things like that. And a lot of times they shine, and then it gives them a notch on their resume. And
totally.
You're
right.
Who was to know that this person was 150% unqualified? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that's But it's just it's a catch-22. Honestly, it's a catch-22.
Oh yeah. The thing is, it's not 100% anybody's fault.
Right.
Yeah. And she wasn't in the union too, which is the whole thing.
Storm of terrible
she wasn't in the union, so that was a problem too.
It was unfortunate,
But that happens. They move people up into the union too. That happens on set all the time. But yeah, it's just all unfortunate. The whole thing went down, and Alec Baldwin, of course, everything was dropped. But that's the thing they said when they dropped the charges that they could still come after him for these civil charges.
Money. He's got plenty of money. Like fuck off with that.
Yeah. Even if they bring a civil suit against him, it doesn't guarantee that he's going to lose.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. He might still win it. He might still be fine. That's true. But I mean,
that's true.
We've talked about Russ so much about this. I just wanted to give this update. So Alec Baldwin, he tried to drop the charges for this. He tried to make it so they couldn't go after him, I should say, get everything dismissed. And the judge said, no, New Mexico, they can still come after you, which might still happen then. But something else that's happening, we know it's happening. It's True Detective Season 4. So Season 4 has been the back burner for a while. Of course, when HBO Max switched over to Max, they had this part of their 2023 slate saying, hey guys, you're getting some more True Detective coming out, and it's going to be great. You got Foster in here, Jodie Foster, which I think is awesome that she's doing a TV show like this.
Well, that's who that is. That's why it looks so close.
Jodie Foster, But they have no specific time, but they said now they're pushing it until January, so they're going into 2024 with this. And they're not really saying specific, like what day it's going to be or why it was. But everyone's kind of, assuming it's because of the strikes. They're just trying to push it for content into the new year, and they're going to wait for it to come out. They have, again, no date yet, so that's probably why. They're probably waiting to see how it all plays out, when they can shuffle their whole, their schedule. That's what happens right now because you only have so much content. But this right now, it's going to be out there. I can't wait to hear about this. But the whole idea of it, it's in night country. When a long winter night falls in Ennis, Alaska, there are 8 men who operate an Arctic research facility. They disappear. They vanish without a trace. And to solve the case, Detective Liz Danvers, who is Jodie Foster, has to team up with Evangeline Navarro, who is played by Kelly Reese, and they must actually confront their past, and dark truths will come out along the way. So for me, I'm like, yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I like the True Detective series. I think they're great. I think they're a lot of fun. And Jodie Foster doing this again. This cast sounds great. The idea sounds great. I love this. So honestly, let's do it. It's going to be a while till you see it though, still, because it's done. It's in the can. But again, there's all this strike happening as we talk about constantly. And I'm like, okay, that's what's going to happen because of the strike too. That's why you don't have like late night talk shows. And the late night talk show hosts, because you don't have that, they're actually going to dive in. They're doing a podcast. And the podcast actually started yesterday. So it's out there. You got everybody here. You got the whole lineup right here coming to do this. And it's really, they say the 5 hosts are doing this: Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, John Oliver, and Seth Meyers. And it's in order to actually pay their writing staff. So the proceeds will actually go out to their crew and actually give money back to them because they're not working during this time, which is happening a long time. They're calling it Strike Force 5, and, and it's actually supported by
John's, Jims, and Seth.
It's great. It's really great. And that's fun. It's 12 episodes. It's coming out Spotify, and they're actually like supported by Sabrina's man Ryan Reynolds and Mint Mobile, and they're actually the Aviation Gin, Bullet, Frontier Whiskey's involved. This Casamigos and Kettle One Vodka are all supporting this whole thing as
Casamigos, that's
sponsors.
George Clooney.
Giorgio Clooney.
Clooney.
Yeah, Bat Clooney's in there too, doing his thing, you know. So yeah, so they're doing this. I mean, this is great because you haven't heard of a lot of things. Of course, you have like somebody said, George Clooney. I think The Rock. There were a bunch of celebrities came out and gave $1 million to the Actors Fund to help actors out during these troubling times. But also, you haven't heard about this where the staff on all these late night shows, they haven't had jobs since May. So there's a lot of them that are just struggling, and they're giving back this way. It's kind of cool. Why not? The podcast world, as you know, we do it too. It's definitely the Wild West. They could do this and help give back a little bit, and especially people want to hear what these guys say. So, Sabrina, are you surprised this is happening, or do you think it's pretty cool? What do you think?
I think it's amazing. I wish they would have done it sooner. I think it's fucking awesome. I love most of those people that you just showed. No, I'm just kidding. I like it. They're all great. Jimmy Kimmel is my favorite, like every night talk show host. Yeah, there it is. It's so good. I just love him. I love him. I think he's hilarious. I think he has a great take on things. He's like so casually funny. And I love that he started on the Man Show, which makes me very happy. John Oliver is my favorite probably of overall out of everybody, but I don't get to see him as much. So that's why I go with Jimmy. Jimmy Fallon, I don't love his show that much, but I do love him as he was great on Saturday Night Live. Love it. Seth Meyers, hit or miss for me, but you know what? There was one show literally where I laughed about one joke for 3 weeks. And I told everyone that would listen about it. Also, it's great. Stephen Colbert, also extremely smart, very, very good, very relevant, very funny. He's also a great producer. So I think this is going to be bar none awesome. I think everyone should tune into it. And I think everyone should just, even if you don't love it and this is not your thing, put it on in the fucking background. Let it get a view. Let it get a hit. Let it make money so that they can pay the writers. Also, back when the last writer's strike was happening, I don't know if anyone remembers this. I think I did mention it on the show another time, but Conan O'Brien did a completely improv off the cuff show where he would just like kind of do his own thing. And like, it was the same thing to pay his writers. So I think this is like taking a page out of that book, and I'm really proud of them. And I'm really happy that they're doing it. I think it's the right move.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, it's why not? What else are they doing right now? Because they haven't been working either. And I know Jimmy Kimmel was saying too that he was thinking about retiring before this whole strike happened. And he was like, now that he's been off for so long, he's like, I can't imagine retiring. I kind of miss it quite a bit, which makes sense. I mean, you're used to doing it, getting the spotlight, and now you're helping people back. Rachel, what do you think about this? Do you think it's a great idea that these guys came together to do this?
Sure. I mean, that's a lot of comedic power you have going into it. I really like Stephen Colbert and John Oliver. The only one of their shows I watch really is Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, because I'm under the age of 40, so I don't watch late night TV.
Wow, shots fired, bitch.
Oh,
I don't have cable. Let me have cable. What do you want?
It's on Hulu.
Who is going at like 2 p.m? Let me go watch the late night show from last night on Hulu.
You have to watch it that night. I just Googled Jimmy Kimmel's monologue. It's always the fucking crowd pleaser, and so is Stephen Colbert's, bitch. What? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't watch the guests. Nobody
There's
cares
lots
about
of love
the
here
guests.
tonight.
No one cares about the music.
It wasn't targeted, Sabrina.
Yeah, why did you literally? I just spoke and you said I'm not 100, so I'm going to have to say fuck you on that. But
Lots
I do
of
watch
love.
John Oliver because it's on a different platform. So
It's one show a week,
So funny.
and he does
P.S.
in-depth.
Brian's not over 40, by the way, and he watches it. So
Encroaching.
put foot in mouth here.
Encroaching.
God,
But no, it's a great thing though, right, Rachel? Giving back to the people right now, especially.
Drink that Sunny D and vodka right now. Do it. You too, Spencer. Don't laugh.
I'm just having a good time over here, but I'll drink with you.
Thank you.
It's a great thing though, giving back like this.
I'm older. I have seniority.
All right.
GR seconds there. We got to take another drink, everybody.
Take a damn drink.
Take a damn
Sabrina's
drink.
out here bombing everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? Are you want to go at it again? What's
But Spencer, do you feel the same way like Rachel does? You think you shouldn't be watching this or what?
That was awesome.
Definitely
Very cool.
over 40, by the way.
Watch it. I just said I'm not familiar with these dudes too much.
Because you're not over 40.
Can I? No, I'm just
Fine.
No, I agree with it. I honestly agree with pretty much everything you guys said. Awesome. Turn it on in the background. Let them make some money. Pay the crew, especially during these tough times. Awesome that's kind of why they're doing it, to help people out. They all have plenty of money, so they, the fact that they give a shit is nice. I think they're all awesome in their own ways. I'd say Seth is probably my least favorite, but still very intelligent, very put together guy who, is still a very funny guy. But John Oliver and Stephen Colbert are fucking just hysterical. So I would watch, I would probably enjoy anything that they do. So excited, happy that there's something that people are doing right.
Yeah. And the first episode's out there. You can check it out after the show too if you want to. And then, of course,
I listened to a little bit of it today. It's really good.
You're a baby, Sabrina. That's what GR said.
I'm 750, so I dinosaur on my way home from work.
Right. But yeah, it's a great thing though. Rachel, I get a lot of people don't watch late night anymore though too. I feel like that's happened less and less people.
Absolutely.
They're all very funny. I think it's great that they're doing this to pay the writers. I love that they're supporting the writers.
It's 100% not a dying realm of television, by the way. Like people watch it, just not you.
All cable TV is
it's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. They love it. People love it. It's very successful. It's not dying. It's not going anywhere.
I didn't know you were so passionate about late night TV.
I will say,
passionate about this.
Since Johnny Carson used to make stars out of people, they come on a show and then they become stars. So it's been around forever and it's not going anywhere.
I really wish I had a Johnny Carson impression, but I do not.
Of news and comedy together, because typically you get better quality news and it's more enjoyable to watch. It's not like, 3 people were stabbed to death, and it's like
I actually started. I didn't watch it as much, but like over the pandemic, when you're like trapped at home and there's really like nothing to effing do, and like I'm sick of watching the 38,000th press conference about nothing. Like it was a fun way to get the news. Thank you for saying that, Spencer, because that's it. Was like I was like, let's see his thing. Like it was a fun way to stay current without having to like bog your brain down with all of the fucking bullshit and the nonsense and the fucking politics. And like it was just
if you have relatives who are maybe in an adverse way, push them towards it. Sometimes they'll give them a couple of chuckles and they'll maybe like, that's an interesting thought.
To be fair, I will say this, Rachel. My mom said to me at least 150 times, "Did you see Kimmel last night? Did you see Kimmel last night? Did you see Colbert? Did you hear the joke that Colbert made about that?" And I'm like, no, I have to pay attention.
I think it's a great thing though, giving back though, honestly. Like this is something that they can do and get people watching and listening. I should say listening more. And they do have the video version too, but I think it's just great to do. Just like SAG-AFTRA Health Plan is trying to help out some of their members that are losing their health insurance during these trying times too. It's only for though, if you're about to lose your health insurance October 1st. So if you're in this kind of period that your insurance ends October 1st, you can actually call up SAG and they can give you a number, another segment. They're actually going to extend it for 1 calendar quarter extension of health coverage for certain qualified people, like I'm saying. And, if you're going to lose it, call them up right now, because the board and the trustees unanimously said, let's do this. Fran Drescher had a whole thing. She said, this will come a great relief to our members. And she said, I think it's important that we will never forget that we are in a contract and negotiation with AMPTP, and under no circumstances should the health and wellness suffer. And here's the old guidelines, okay? So it's still a little like, you got to know the facts before you actually call them up, because of course it's the coverage ending October 1st, but they also want you to already have $22,000 reported in your time, or 85 alternative days, which is normally like 101, right? And it's usually like 27, Sabrina?
It's a slight break.
So it's a slight break. And so this is from July 1st till June 3rd, 2022 through June 30th, 2023 would be your base period. And they're thinking this will actually,
Oh, okay. So it's when your coverage ends, not your base. That's so confusing.
Yes, it's so confusing. So it's an extension, and they can also, if you still don't have it, if it don't qualify this, they're going to actually give you Cobra for, a lower rate too. Somehow they're working that out too. So call your people and call your union if you've lost your health insurance, because it's really important that we stay healthy, like Fran said, during these times. And, people are losing their health insurance insurance all the time. It's happened before during COVID. It's happening now again. And this goes until January. They might be trying to extend this further if they can, but we have no idea if that's actually going to happen because, again, there's a strike. Not much happening, except AMC worked something out. AMC worked a deal with SAG-AFTRA, which is pretty freaking big. And this is something that might be happening more and more where these studios might be trying to work deals out with SAG-AFTRA before the AMPTP does.
Are they a studio
technically? They are technically a studio, Sabrina. They technically are. Because
South Park.
Actually,
Sabrina, they are technically a studio.
Technically are. There's shows via, they call them AMC studios, they're called. They're confirmed agreements. So, and Deadline came out and broke this story, but there's 3 shows under AMC, but they're only for these 3 shows they're getting this interim agreement. But it's still The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon spinoff, which had 6 episodes. They're going to be shooting in Europe, finishing it up. You got The Walking Dead, The One Who Lives, which only have ADR left for that, but that's the whole thing with with a Lincoln. What's his name? Carl's dad. What's his name? Andrew Lincoln. Yeah, it's his spinoff. So they're gonna do his. That comes out in 2024, and then the Interview with the Vampire as well, which they're shooting in Prague. Apparently, they're giving an interim agreement for that as well. So those 3 AMC productions can move forward. It's not a blanket thing. It won't go for all AMC projects, but it's baby steps, because these are still huge productions that are moving forward now and able to work a deal and agree to this interim agreement across the board and say, hey, we're cool with this. Let's get our shows going. Let's finish them up so they can actually air in time when they're supposed to. So if big productions come forward or studios like AMC keep doing this, it might help the other ones like Disney and Fox and Universal and Warner Brothers all come forward and actually work this out because it needs to happen. Now, these are, they're pretty big shows. So for me, I'm like, this is a good sign moving forward. Honestly, it is. But for me also, I'm like, AMC is doing this. I'm surprised they gave this out there. There's so many productions. I had a friend actually call me up today and was asking me about like how I get this agreement to go through because there's so many. There's like hundreds and hundreds of, if not thousands of projects trying to move forward and they're independent and they can't get greenlit, but something like AMC does. So it is good for the overall thing. But I think if you're really trying to push it as being a big thing for independent people, help those independent people out. Don't let them sit back and have to wait because people lose funding constantly and they can't get their project made because they can't get this approved and they're trying to do everything right that they've been told they can do to make a project come into fruition. So, but I think it's still cool. I think it could help. It could help push the producers. But overall, I was kind of surprised when I heard this. I really was. Spencer, are you surprised this happened? Do you think this is a good thing for the strike? Or do you think that this is the wrong move for SAG-AFTRA to be doing something like this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm happy that people will have jobs, amidst all this shit. So it's nice that Kruse can actually get back to work under certain requirements and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like it kind of just taints the pool a little bit, kind of makes the problem a little bit bigger. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I hated this show.
Is that a spin-off of The Walking Fucking Dead?
No, this is the one that's not Walking Dead. Interview with the Vampire.
I was like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
I see that. I'm just confused. That's why they did spin-offs.
Yeah, 2 Walking Dead, one not spin-off. That got approved.
The show's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy's trying to be Brad Pitt back there, isn't he? He's trying.
Yeah.
He's trying.
I think he's...
Is he technically Tom Cruise's character?
Tom Cruise's character, yeah.
He's a stat.
He does give a Brad Pitt vibe, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. But he does look very Brad Pitt. Whatever.
I didn't watch that show. It's not good, huh?
I didn't love it. He said, bruh. He said the main guy, he got in a fight with another guy, and he said, bruh, and I was like, click.
I'm done.
I was like, I didn't say that. They didn't say that in 1880. That's not how that works.
No period piece.
No way that went down.
But no, I don't know. I'm on the line. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm torn on it too because it does kind of be like, well, is this good for the strike? I mean, it's good for jobs, like you're saying, but is it good for the big
small
idea?
Group of people.
Yeah, but not like the large amount that, like, there's still a lot of actors that are like, we will not actually work on these agreements as it is because it's counteractive against the strike.
Exactly.
Solidarity. Hence why we got in so many emails like them trying to like justify it. The union is trying to justify it, which I get. There's a lot of good that can happen, but it's also it's a really fine line if you ask me.
Against the cause,
Yeah.
It's tough.
Like you're working, but no one else is working because we're like, we got to get better
Also,
deals.
by the way, none of this is shooting in America. So
No, it's not. Prague,
kindly fuck
Europe.
yourself.
The
How's that
ADR might be
helpful?
happening here for The Walking Dead, the Andrew
Oh, the
Lincoln
ADR,
one. But,
great.
yeah,
Thank you.
but that's about, that's about it. So, I don't know. Sabrina, so what do you think? You think this is bad for the business, or you think this might be good for small people, or maybe
don't see the
everybody?
point. I really don't see the point. Like, why? And also, if you're going to continue shooting things, does that mean there's no writers on set that are going to like fucking fix shit that's wrong, or like, go through changes, or like, are there no actors that are going to fuck up a line and they're going to be like, oh, we'll just change that in the script? Because that's writing. So if you're punching something up, or you're switching a scene, or you're doing, anything that's not exactly as it was written, that's writing. So I don't know how you're supposed to continue production on a show as big as, an AMC production, which, I mean, I don't, it boggles my mind. I don't, also just, let's write out.
Look at Carol.
What?
Look at Carol. She's so happy.
Who the fuck is Carol?
That's
Carol.
You mean
I'd be
Karen?
happy if I was on Norman Reedus's motorcycle too.
Yeah.
I don't
Carol's
know who that
wife.
guy is either. I'm going to be
Carol and
perfectly
Daryl.
honest.
Dixon, Sabrina.
First of all, The Walking Dead can fuck itself along with the 38,000 fucking spinoffs, okay? Personally, not my thing, and I don't give a shit about it.
Yeah, not my
I
show.
don't give a shit about it.
Rachel,
It's
you
not for me.
Rachel, you watched a lot of this, though, didn't you? What do you think about this moving
Absolutely
forward?
not. I gave up on Walking Dead in season 3, so I've been out of it for a minute. But as far as it pertains to like the strike, what I think the bigger studios need to look at is if these smaller studios are able to pay what the actors are asking for, why can't they? I think that's the big question that's going to come from getting these smaller studio deals.
Which are they hopeful for?
That's what they
kind of
hope will come.
counterintuitive, but at least the discussion is happening. People are talking about it, so hopefully it goes somewhere. Will it? Who knows?
I feel like SAG's fucking WGA on this, man.
I mean, that's the thing too.
How it feels.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like, especially since they had the whole
Like,
thing
what are you
released where
doing?
they're like, these interim agreements will not approve any kind of WGA scripted projects. These are definitely WGA scripted projects.
Like, is there a thing where they're like, okay, well, we promise we're not going to do anything that's not written, and like that's because
It's just
SAG
gonna
really
make
should
for
have
bad television,
WGA's
is what
fucking
it's gonna
back.
do.
Like, it just
It's
seems
gonna
weird.
suck.
It's weird.
I
I
don't
feel
like
like
it.
writers just aren't given their credit either, like ever. I mean, this industry is big on that, like nobody knows what a grip or a gaffer does, but writers for
I would
sure,
love to know what
especially
Best Boy does.
see, that's the thing. That's
Best Boy grip?
that's the second in command of both those departments. That's
They
a pretty
make sure
big
the truck
position.
is organized. They make sure they have all the material they need. They make sure they have all the fucking parts and
It's
the
big,
things, and they fucking
know?
that's their job is
That's
like basically
It's respected.
taking care of the truck.
Yeah.
They're in the truck. They're behind the scenes making sure everything is fucking there.
Okay.
Best boy grip.
Yeah. They're very important.
But they do show up when shit goes awry. That motherfucker can come out and fucking do all the things. You know
That's
what I mean?
they're the
But their job is specifically to make sure
Making
that
moves.
they have everything that they need and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be and make sure that you can find all the things. They don't fuck around.
But I feel like also like on set,
Sorry, Spencer.
writers are you're right. But they're just writers are taken for granted. It's you're going through the day. It takes 1,000 pieces to make something happen, and then the actor's like, I don't like the line, and they're like, where's the writer at? Hey, what do you think here? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, go back in your hole. And it's like it's not. Especially in television, sometimes I've noticed, it's just like, they're just there and they're just like a nice person that's like, oh, hi, and you're like, what do you do here? And they're like, oh, I'm a writer. And you're like, you're the writer. You're a writer on the show. And you're just, okay. All right. Wow.
They have you in this little corner someplace, away from set,
They'll go talk to you when they need you,
Yeah. But besides that, stay away.
I think this is it. I think this is these companies that are like, do we use them that much? Is it written already? Can we do it? And productions are like, I mean, it's wrong, but yeah, we can do it.
And everything suffers. Like the fans suffer, the business suffers.
Everything.
Like
it
what
all
happened
just shits downhill,
last writer's strike? Look at the content. Like a lot of shows, they came back and they got canceled afterwards, or like those seasons sucked. They went downhill and people stopped watching them. Even if they were greenlit for another season, like people just didn't watch it because they were like, this is not. Like, it's not what we were buying into before, and the quality is not there. And then all of a sudden, it's like, why yeah, why are we doing this? You know, that leads me to thinking about why are we doing another Bourne movie? Because it's the same kind of shit. It's like why are we doing this, everybody? But the idea is out there. Shit. Apparently, the studio is talking about it. Yeah, Bourne reboot, and they're actually talking about having, it's a remake. They're saying it's not a reboot officially, with Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things coming in to be the titular character. And the whole thing going down there saying it's not gonna, like I said, not a reboot, because it's actually continue on the story. Like, he's not playing, Matt Damon's character. He's not gonna be Bourne. It's gonna be a whole different thing. He's not stepping those steps. He's apparently going to be playing a brand new character with a brand new story, but it's gonna be in a new intelligence agency. So that's the whole thing. And a younger male character, which is his character, at the center of the story. The film will seemingly deal with an organization other than the fictional CIA Black Ops program, Treadstone. So it's not going to be that, some different new organization. He's gonna have to cut his hair, which he has. I know that, if he does his side thing. But
you see him without the hair, he looks like a totally different person.
I know. They also have right now attached to direct this, David Lynch apparently directing this. Which is huge. Shit. David Lynch. You got Drew Pearce, who did Hotel Artemis. Yeah, Hotel Artemis. The two worked together too before in 2019's Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, which I think is hilarious, and also the upcoming thriller, The Fall Guy too. These guys work together. But Bourne reboot. They tried it before, and that didn't do too well with Jeremy Renner. They tried like a spin-off TV series that didn't do too well. And I mean, Matt Damon really was the face of Bourne, and they're trying to make it
fucking good.
Yeah, they're trying to make it like James Bond though. Like, we can switch it up. They've been trying it for years, but Jason Bourne is not James Bond. And I think that was like lightning hit once and it struck once, or whatever, and you can't recreate that. It just kept working out for Bond. But for Bourne, like for me, if this is a thing, these are like rumblings. They're saying we're negotiating stuff, trying to work it all out. They're still working on the script. But why do we do this? Like, Sabrina, do you want to see a Jason Bourne reboot? I mean, the guy is great. I like him. He's a great actor. But do you think that this is worth it? I like
him a lot, but hard no for me. No, dude, I'm fucking sick of this. Like, stop repurposing the same fucking IP-ness all the time. Like, stop doing it. Yep. Stop it. It's stupid. Nobody likes it. Like, it's like, it's beyond comprehension at this point. But it's like, I feel like whoever, like the Zaslavs and the Igers and the fucking cunts that fucking the trickle down economics that you can kindly shove up your dick hole. I feel like that is just like 100% what they want. Safe money. They want money that they know is going to happen, but like, take a fucking chance. This is absurd. You had 2 failed attempts after like the original. There was a trilogy, right? The first one.
Yeah.
And fucking Matt Damon
they made 4, I thought.
With Matt Damon?
I didn't know, man.
No.
I think they made 4.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Spencer. 4. I think there was.
I think they was
the 4th one, right?
Oh,
yeah, I think they made it
right.
No.
A 4 Matt Damon? No,
I'm pretty sure
Alexa,
4 Matt Damon movies.
How many Bourne identities with what's his name, Matt Damon, are there?
It's Identity, Supremacy,
Ultimatum,
and then there's Jason Bourne.
Watch out, you're right.
Yeah.
I told you.
High five to you, sir. She usually can't answer any questions, so she nailed this one. She goes, Matt Damon has played Jason Bourne 4 times. I don't think I saw the 4th one. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I don't know that.
I don't know that. Oh God, with the gifts, I can't. Anyway, so whatever. He did a great job. I don't think all 4 of them were great. The first one I really liked. I honestly can't remember. There was one of them I didn't care for, and that's probably why I didn't see the 4th one. But whatever. I think that was your bread and butter, right? You recycled it 4 times, but then you chose to recycle it again with Jeremy Renner, and then you chose to recycle it again in the TV show, and now years later, you want to recycle it again with a new person? Like, why? And like the difference between Bond and this is Spencer's ready to go.
I know he's ready to go.
The difference between Bond and this is that like Bond is playing the same character. They're not playing the same character. So at least I appreciate that. Like it's not a direct spinoff. It's like similar, but not the same character.
Different.
So
different.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
I feel like it's that's the only like tip of the cap that I can give to you. You know what I mean? But like, stop trying to make money off the same IP-ness. Just find something new. Look at, I say this all the time. Look at Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like that is something that was 100% original and fucking amazing and weird and kooky and crazy, and someone took a chance on it and it won all the fucking Oscars.
It just swept everything.
Try to do that instead of this, please.
I know Spencer's just like
chopping at the bit.
We're going to go to Rachel first, though. Rachel, what do you think about this? Rachel,
Look
do you think that this is a good idea?
Very smart move.
This? What did it say of Spencer for the last year? What do you think? Do you think this is good? Do you think he's a great actor? Do you think it's worth giving him a chance and trying it one more time? Or should they just like leave Jason Bourne alone?
I want to clarify one thing about James Bond first. James Bond is not the same. It's not supposed to be the same person.
But it's James Bond.
Character. It's a 007 James Bond is a mantle, not an individual. So it's not a continued storyline. Every time there's a new Bond, it's a new individual. But I don't think you can do that with more than one franchise.
Named James Bond.
Right.
James Bond.
James Bond. It's a mantle.
James Bond.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're all named James Bond. So everyone who's 007 is James Bond?
Yeah.
So
I understand the point.
Named James Bond.
I understand the point.
He's a spy. You don't use your government name for spy work.
Oh,
unless it's a great name like Bond.
That's a very interesting take. Also, why would you keep using the same name? Just curious.
I didn't write the books.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. Let's agree to disagree. Wells vagina.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Also, I'm over 40, so don't listen to my opinion.
Elders have value.
Joseph's very upset.
You call me an elder? I'm gonna fly to Colorado and kick you in the face tomorrow. Just so you know. Look out. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna call Lexi. Be like, I need your address, and I'm gonna come in hot.
She gonna find you.
You're not gonna see me coming. I'm gonna like leap off of a tree. It's gonna be weird. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is happening? And you're like, Sabrina just kicked you in the face. That's what happened. You called her old, and then you called her an elder. How do you dig a deeper hole? Literally, the elders have what? I kindly appreciate that you restructure your sentences for the rest of the show, Mitzi, because I'm an elder and I'm the boss. So tell me what you wanted to say without insulting me. Back to James Bond, ma'am. Go ahead. I want to hear it. I can't wait to shut you down again.
I don't give a shit about the Bourne franchise. All this to say, I don't give a fuck.
Just like, that's all I got for that.
IDGAF, what's she saying?
Spencer's ready to swoop in.
Spencer, what do you think about this? Do you think that couldn't be a good choice to reboot this franchise, bring some new life to it, make it a brand new thing, start all over again, do 55 more? What do you think, Spencer? Or should they say,
I got a lot to say.
Fuck this?
I got a lot to say.
By the way, I love you, Rachel. Go ahead, Spence. Get in there.
No, I had heard once that Matt Damon had written a script in school about a boy who was had poor means and was a janitor and was very intelligent, right? And went on to be a CIA agent who was inducted into a certain program. And his professor, his writing professor, said, "Hey, cut out all this bullshit with the CIA and do it about the girl and the people right here." And so he wrote, the rest of Good Will Hunting, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. Good Will Hunting originally had a spy in it?
Good Will Hunting was originally about a boy who was vastly intelligent, right? But then went on to succeed in this experimental CIA program, right?
Oh.
So it is very, very cool that 10 years later, right, he gets also another dream role where,
super interesting.
Super cool.
Fun fact.
I don't know, I didn't ever see Matt Damon particularly as like a badass. I don't know. When I started seeing those movies, I like the first couple. I mean, he's just emotionless and great, and his anger's good. I don't know. I just didn't see it. I didn't like it. But I actually thought, hot take, the Jeremy Renner one was better than all the other ones.
Hard pass.
Yeah, because it actually explained what the fuck was going on. Because you don't know anything about like the dosages that they're taking or like this experimental drug. You're like, oh, he's in Treadstone. Oh shit, he's here. Oh fuck, let's find him. What happened? He's forgot his memory. I don't know. There was just a lot that I thought was missing in the original Bourne movie. So
he forgot his memory, but
you're bummed that Jeremy Renner didn't get any more then, probably, right?
I don't know. I just like the way they explained like that they
What?
were like experimental programs, you know, like they talked about the blues and the greens and how it like heightened your physical senses or it heightened your mental like stimulus. And that's like all you need. That's all you need right there. It's just, oh, okay, they're super soldiers. Got it. Cool. I feel like they totally skipped over that and all the other ones.
The mystery is exciting.
But to send this one out, Quinn, what's his name? What's Joseph Quinn, right?
Joseph Quinn, yeah.
Joseph Quinn. He's got to be doing something fantastic because they're just shooting or just finished shooting Gladiator 2, correct?
Oh, they shot, Gladiator 2. Yeah, I think they stopped though. Didn't they stop too?
I think they stopped production on it right during this whole thing, but I don't know how much they had shot.
They were very far into it. They were very far into it.
I didn't know if they were done or not. So, but I mean, he went from Stranger Things as this guitarist, you know, whatever, like, and now apparently whatever he did in Gladiator, people are like, oh, this guy's badass. He's got to be the next Jason Bourne, you know? And I'm like, I'm interested.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it.
Anyone who's casting Jason Bourne was watching the dailies from Gladiator.
They were talking about him being in the Human Torch too. There's a rumor about him being Human Torch.
He was going to be
like, let me see the dailies of your like unrevealed
dailies. No,
movie.
I think it's more like about like, oh, he's doing great over here. You know what I mean? Let's
like
you know, and there's buzz, right? Yeah, exactly. You know, your agent, you know, pushes you, and you know, there's a lot going on there. But
of course your agent pushes you, but then you have to audition. So I don't think it's what he did in Gladiator 2. I think it's what he did in his audition.
Or they get a reference from Ridley Scott. You know what I mean? Maybe the agent said Ridley Scott actually
but in order
for
to
him.
get that audition, you typically have to have somebody that's in your corner.
Yeah.
Well, how did he get the audition for Ridley Scott?
Then he did Stranger Things.
Exactly. Why can't Stranger Things carry him on to this as well?
Well, I mean, that's a start. But
I don't think the roles are
very different. Types
like
of
transfer.
characters.
Yeah, very different types.
Well,
like he would have to have proven that he is capable of doing this role.
That part, right? You know that he booked that part.
The Stranger Things part? What do you mean?
No. I'm a casting director. Not really, but pretend. I'm a casting director, and I see this person who did a great job in Stranger Things and was probably the best part of that season, to be perfectly honest.
He was really good.
For sure.
He's great.
I find out that he is cast in the new Gladiator nonsense.
But you don't know what he is. You know
no
what
idea
I mean?
what he is.
He could be a comic.
He's certainly not a cobbler.
He's
not a fucking cobbler.
I mean,
leave
like
Daniel Day-Lewis alone.
I thought he was going to be like Joaquin Phoenix's character, and that guy's a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like don't get me wrong. Like I love Joaquin Phoenix, but the character that Commodus played he's a punk bitch. You know, so he could have easily been cast as one of those characters. You know, on the Senate, he could have been easily. You know,
I feel like
he could have been a small senator or something like that.
I mean, I know that this person booked a large role in the Gladiator.
Probably killing bitches.
I would be
I guarantee
we'll
it.
pull him in, right?
Yeah.
Because like when you're casting drug addict number 7, you pull a bunch of people who have zero experience being drug addicts and you just pull them off a fucking page. When you want someone to come in to do a teacher, are you like, does anyone know who has teaching experience here? No. You look at headshots and you say, who looks like a fucking teacher? Right? So you go off the knowledge in your brain. And if there is
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I love it back and forth. Get in there.
I think past roles are a big reason you get the next role. You know what I mean?
100%. That's how people get typecast so often. However, as a casting director, coming off the buzz of Stranger Things, knowing you're casting Gladiator, what's the problem with calling him in? Just call him in. I don't think I need a reference or anything. Call him the fuck in. Now, when you see him, if he's great and you get a call back, then you just fucking say, hey, does anybody know how we can find out what he's doing over there? Like, whatever the fuck. But I don't think it was because of that.
But how many of those guys are there? You know, it's like Jacob Elordi. There's Dacre Montgomery. You know what I mean? Like, Dacre Montgomery would have probably been a better fit for some Bourne character. I could see that even in the transgression of Stranger Things. So I'm curious, there are so many other young male actors that I see being a new Jason Bourne as opposed to this Quinn guy.
I'm sorry.
I think there's something he did.
Are you under the impression that like they just called up and they're like, we approach you with this role, you don't have to audition and we're going to give it to you? Because that didn't happen.
You never know.
I am convinced that's the only way anybody gets roles.
Absolutely.
But I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like when you get to a certain point, though, if
absolutely not.
If people love you so much in one.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's
but
not
but
at
the thing is,
that
if they
point
love,
yet.
No.
it happens
No,
when they
not-
stop
not-
auditioning you. It
not
does
yet.
happen.
At
Not
fucking
these
George
guys,
Clooney
but they're.
level.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not-
You get
not
to a
this
level
fucking
where you
guy.
stop auditioning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Not
like
this
Timothy
fucking
Chalamet's
guy.
there
Not this
already.
fucking
You
guy.
know.
No, but Sabrina, there's an
and he
idea
still,
of
you know,
like,
they
He
do
ain't a Tom
chemistry
Cruise.
tests and reads and things.
Tom
Like
Cruise
there's
doesn't audition
still
anymore.
a bunch of fucking things,
Right.
obviously.
Right.
But
Tom
Brad
Cruise-
Pitt.
are you telling me
This
that
guy-
the Dungeons
this
and
guy-
Dragons leader from Stranger Things doesn't have to audition anymore? You must be fucking nuts.
I think he does, but I think
You're
that
fucking nuts.
I think the idea
No,
of being in a
I'm
movie
not
like
saying that he didn't
Gladiator
audition.
puts a lot of weight on his audition. You know.
Yes, and the role
And
that
it
he
moves you
played.
ahead of the line.
I am merely saying that whatever buzz was created from his performance in Gladiator was great. I am very excited for what he's going to bring to Gladiator because it seems like whatever's happening is going well for him because he's about to supposedly be this new Jason Bourne.
Can he be in something that's not a reboot or a remake or a fourth
I
season
do agree
of a
with
show
that.
people
I do
wanted
agree
to
with
be
that. You
canceled?
just
Stranger Things.
come up with new material. You know what I mean?
That's
Oh,
not where
fourth season of a
you
show.
know
Yeah,
what?
I see
There's
what
his
you're saying.
I get
typecast right there. They were rebooting some. Let's use this guy right now.
Right.
But you know that's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
that's the character he played in Stranger Things is 150,000% different than whatever he's doing in Gladiator.
Oh, 100%.
So I insult
Totally.
that. I'm
100%.
I
Yeah.
insult that. That's not the sentence, but you know, I'm insulted by that. Is what I meant to say. I
She's
insult that.
sundowning. It's okay, guys.
I'm putting
Sundowning.
it. That's Peppy. I'm putting it on. That's gonna be on a coffee mug too. I insult that along with IP-ness and gay it up. Okay.
Get up.
I like it.
And Brian needs to stop
All right,
drinking.
very
That'll be on there
much,
too.
very
Um,
much.
But you know, that's the thing.
Spencer, she looked very pretty today.
That's an impression. Drink, Sabrina.
Oh,
Drink.
fuck me.
That's
Fair
an
enough.
impression.
All right.
But that's what happens. People do get typecast. People disappear. People come back. You know, sometimes they find someone and they say attach them because of a different project. They lead into something else. And then sometimes people are like, this fucking guy, where's he been? And that leads me to my next conversation. I want to talk about Dr. Doom because Josh Hartnett, I think, falls into there too. Because Josh Hartnett kind of disappeared for a long fucking time. And now he's popping up left and right. I mean, he was just an Oppenheimer. And, you know, originally Christopher Nolan said that he actually wanted Josh Hartnett to play Batman at one point instead of Christian Bale,
weird story.
which is fucking crazy to me. But I think that I could kind of see it.
Yep.
But now it's going around. And it's funny. There's a website we go to once in a while called Giant Freaking Robot. And all the trades are going nuts. They're the ones that broke this story. But apparently Josh Hartnett was offered Dr. Doom for Fantastic Four and moving forward in the Marvel Universe. Now, you're like, what? Dr. Doom? Now, they've been going back and forth about this because Dr. Doom will not be the villain in the next Fantastic Four. He might be a side character, a little part. They're saying that he won't be huge, just a couple scenes, maybe a post-credit scene. Galactus is supposed to be the villain in that movie. And they're still going back and forth about the cast. As we talked about, Joseph Quinn was up for the Human Torch. But I kind of like this casting. I think Josh Hartnett could fit this really well because, again, he's playing an intellectual. I think he could do that very well. Dr. Doom, like, fuck, such a great character for anybody. And they want a name for this role. They don't want, and like, just nobody wants him to carry this character through into Secret Wars, too. If you know anything about the Marvel stuff, like, it's a huge character in Secret Wars. And Josh Hartnett's a pretty big name, and he has this renaissance going in his career right now. Again, like, it's amazing if you ask me. Like, he's also up for Two-Face right now. We talked about that in the show before too. Up for Two-Face in the Batman. So, I mean, I don't know if that's going to go through, but he was like one of the leading people up for that too. So it might be one of those things where they're just like grabbing onto him. But if you know anything about Dr. Doom, he was at one point he was like God Emperor, and they called him God Emperor Doom, and he had like a Legion of Thors at one point. Of course, like he worked with Doctor Strange. He actually ran Doctor Strange for a while. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the comic books that would be kind of fun. He's a powerful sorcerer, just like Doctor Strange. But for me, I see this and I'm like, Dr. Doom, Hartnett, I like that. You know, I feel like he disappeared for a long time after the Sin City movies. And now, like, this is a chance for him to come back and start kicking some ass. And Oppenheimer, I still haven't seen Oppenheimer, but I hear he was great in that too. Let's go to Spencer very, very first. I know you just ended. Let's start with Spencer at the beginning. What do you think about Hartnett being Dr. Doom? Do you think this is a good choice for the franchise, or would you have liked seeing somebody else?
I fucking love Josh Hartnett. Dude, I have loved him since Pearl Harbor. I have fucking love it. Yeah, he took a while off. I want to say like a decade. Yeah, he did Penny Dreadful, I think was the last one he did, and he was like took a break from Hollywood or something, you know, one of those.
That's
but yeah, he's coming. It was a great show, but he's coming back like hard. His Black Mirror episode was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if anybody's seen that, but I would absolutely recommend it.
I love it.
Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Wells Vagina to you, sir.
This is a depressing episode.
It's very sad, but it's
Black Mirror. They're all depressing.
It's Black Mirror. Let's be real.
I'm not a fan of the show in general.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
Whoa!
Are you surprised on this?
That is okay. I'm gonna move on past that.
Do it.
So, I did see something about Cillian Murphy doing Doctor Doom, which I thought was also a very good. I thought it was a very good choice, personally.
I can see that.
I'm gonna go and mute Sabrina real quick. Okay. And no, I'm just kidding. I love, and yeah, I think what they're about to do with the next few phases, Doctor Doom is going to be a pivotal character. Because he's a bad guy in like all of these. So I love it. I think it's going to be awesome. I also really like the idea of him being Two-Face, but I don't think he should be both. So
that's the thing, though, because it's two different worlds, but it's complicated, right? It's a complicated thing for comic book people to be two big characters moving forward.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you should. Yeah.
Everyone's been. I came out like last night, and everyone's kind of been going nuts about it. Like over there, apparently they said they offered it during him or before the strike. They actually offered it to him, and now they're saying that he said yes to it. So, I mean, we'll see. No official announcement from Marvel yet, but I think it could be. Yeah, I fucking love him as an actor. I think he's great. So I think I could see it. I could see it. Rachel, what do you think? Do you think that Josh Hartnett coming back to be a Marvel villain will be good for him, or do you think that his career is going a different direction from that and he should stay away from this kind of universe?
We're in this weird place with Marvel where it doesn't feel like the career boom it used to be. So like it really could go either way. It could just be another thing he puts on his fucking resume and moves on. Or if the film turns out really well and it gets really good reception and kind of revives interest in Marvel, because we've all talked about how people are just fucking sick of these superhero movies at this point. We're tired. So
there's
I think
a lot of fatigue out there these days.
Interest and can overcome the fatigue, it could be good for his career. Otherwise, I think it's just kind of neutral.
Yeah,
it's just a thing that he's doing.
The Marvel thing, it's like that's been the thing that people have been talking about, not just Marvel, but superhero. That's the thing with like about Blue Beetle didn't do well. Yeah. It's done better now. It's picked it up a little bit, but still not a solid like box office that you would want. Again, like all the Flash stuff, the DC stuff, that's all been failing. Marvel stuff, again, a lot of their stuff coming out on TV, people haven't been loving it either. But then again, I think it's just oversaturation. They should focus on their movies and less this TV stuff. Like we don't need a whole series about the Secret Invasion. We got it, but we didn't need it, and overall it just dropped the ball a lot of ways. It just really did. I know Sabrina didn't like that much. Sabrina, what do you think though? Do you like Secret Invasion? But what do you think about Hartnett though, Sabrina? I know you like him as an actor. Do you think that he would be good playing this character? Or do you think that, Dr. Doom is like the next really big bad for the very end? People are saying Kang's gonna be the villain now for Secret Invasion, which I don't think, or Secret Wars. I don't think so, because in the comic books, it's Dr. Doom. It has to be Doom. Fuck Kang, give us Doom. But what do you think about Hartnett taking over and taking the reins as a new villain for the MCU?
Literally anything that anyone just said makes me want to vomit. Like all of the things. Like literally all of the things. Okay? Fucking Kang can suck it. Hashtag Denzel Washington. Fucking Denzel. What's his nuts here? Josh Hartnett. I don't have a problem with him. I think his best role actually is what you mentioned, Spencer.
Pearl Harbor.
Penny Dreadful. No, Penny Dreadful, dude.
Penny Dreadful is so good.
Pearl Harbor is very depressing. Don't bring that up again.
I need another beer.
Never forget,
please do. What?
Never forget.
I will never forget.
Pearl Harbor
I went there.
I love you.
Go on the fucking boat and look at it's super fucking depressing. Okay, I did get pearl earrings out of the deal, but it was very depressing. So my point is that I honestly, the Fantastic Four has failed fucking twice. So I don't really give a shit that they're trying to bring it back, and I don't know. If I were an actor and I was or Josh Hartnett actor, not someone that was brand new like me. If I was me and they were like, come be fucking the invisible bitch, whatever the fuck her name is, I'd be like, absolutely, I will do that.
Invisible bitch.
But
no, that's her name, Invisible Bitch. Yeah.
But for a good actress who like I'm not good. I am good, but I mean, like, for someone who's known, for someone for someone who gets that carte blanche audition that we were just talking about, not someone who's like, oh, I'm looking at this picture. You look like you could play a prostitute. That's cool. Okay, let me pick her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. For someone who has had a lot of credits, like especially film credits, like why would you want to go to a fucking third reboot of a franchise that has completely failed like every time, but then also a franchise that is like kind of going downhill? You're not on the upswing, you're on the downswing. Like in your mind, are you like, I'm the person that's going to change this? Like, what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. And I feel like Josh Hartnett is like coming back out of nowhere. He was in what's that stupid fucking thing with Kevin Hart and John Travolta?
Die Hard?
Die Hard.
Yeah, Die Hard.
He was in Die Hard, which was very I can and have, Lexi. Can and have. My point is that was a headshot reliant fucking role that I got called in for. So basically where I'm going with this is that I just feel like I mean, I guess you're not gonna say no money, but like you're like reestablishing your career. You were offered fucking Two-Face. You were offered this, I guess, or like, you know, you're up for two. I don't really
up for Two-Face. Yeah, he didn't officially take it, but he was up for it.
I'm just saying, if I had to pick between the two, and I know DC sucks kind of like for people, I would definitely go for. It's a way better character to play than Doctor Doom. But if you are going to do this, like, great and fine. The character itself, dude, are you not
Doctor Doom is such a great character, though. He really
Doom
is.
can suck my dick. It's a twice failed franchise. It is literally a twice failed franchise.
I will say this though, Sabrina, because that was still under the Fox reigns. That was before Disney got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, before Disney got it.
Marvel? What?
Twice failed.
But now that Marvel, now that the House of Mouse has it, I have to say that there's a different opportunity here for this, and they're spending a lot of time on the casting. They're spending a lot of time on the story.
He's fucking fine. I don't care. This is so obnoxious. Like, when the fuck this movie's gonna come out in like
2025,
2075. I said 19 because I'm old. That's for you, Rachel. It's gonna come out like literally in 2099. So I don't give a shit. I really don't. This is all speculation. It's so fucking annoying that they keep coming out. It's like, we're the first people that brought you that fucking what's David Diggs is gonna fucking play the fucking role of the thing.
May 2nd, 2025 is when it comes out.
Currently.
We're in the
middle of a fucking strike. They keep pushing things 6 months, 8 months, 9 months. Like, I think it's rich that they're coming in hot with this bullshit. And by the way, actors can't negotiate contracts right now.
No, yes, you can. You can. Yes, you can. You can negotiate contracts. You can't rehearse. You can't act. You can't go on location, but you can actually audition and rehearse and negotiate contracts
for things that are fucking able to be shot.
But you can still negotiate contracts.
No, I don't think you can. I want you to Google it.
You can. That was one of their things they said you could do.
Somebody give me a light Google.
Like Google, get in there, Sabrina.
Somebody in the
chat. That's a thing. But this was apparently it's leaked though. It came out right before the strike. He was actually offered it, and apparently they're saying he said yes. So I mean, I don't know. Again, Marvel has made no announcement on this, and they won't until this strike is done. I guarantee, because they're not going to announce Doctor Doom before they announce the Fantastic Four. It's not going to happen. You know, they're going to announce the cast, the main cast, then they'll announce Doctor Doom. If they do, it might be one of those things where he's a post-credit scene, and you don't actually know this until after the fact. You know, Giant Freaking Rogar has been really good about this too. Like, that's why all the people are going nuts in the trades. That's all I'm saying. But to me, Marvel is rebooting everything. And this is the first family of Marvel. So like they want to make it fucking right. You know, they want to make it right. So I think get the best people you can. This is a good opportunity for any actor to get in there. Think about Josh Brolin being Thanos. So how big was that for his career? And that was
kidding? Josh Brolin's like a celebrated.
It was a different phase of fucking Marvel.
Was that for his career?
Interesting. I mean, I think it's big for him. I think it's big
for him. It was big for Marvel's career. It was big for Marvel's career. Josh Brolin is a fucking huge deal. He's a huge deal. That guy's fucking brilliant. Yeah. And also watch this Hot Ones episode. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, really good. But mainstream, I'm saying is big because he does a lot of like smaller things that they make money. What? The Goonie. He's been around for a long time, but I still feel like it's not as big as Marvel stuff has been for him. But biggest blockbuster movie. Barbie just beat actual Avengers recently as like for box office. So
fucking Deadpool, which I feel like was better than being Thanos. He was in No Country for Old Men, for fuck's sake.
I know, but like honestly, Sabrina, compared to like the gross box office. It's
Suck
great.
it.
Gross box office, so I'm saying. I don't know. And that was a long time ago.
I am so done with this conversation.
time
You
ago.
are really pushing my limits.
That was a long time ago. And speaking of box offices, I want to talk about Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift is coming to a movie theater near you. And it's a big thing for music right now because a lot of times these musicians have their concerts and they don't release them to theaters. It doesn't happen. And because Taylor Swift had that whole thing with Ticketmaster and, you know, she had a lot of problems with her thing, she decided to record it, put it out as a movie and put it into theaters with AMC. And then it was going to start small, like some of the big chains, but now the small chains. But big things happen. The pre-sales went through the freaking roof. And that's why all the smaller theaters were like, oh, we need this movie too. But right now, it already beat Spider-Man No Way Home for pre-sales, which is pretty freaking huge.
Oh,
right now,
that hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. They made 26 million right now in pre-sales. 26 million. Spider-Man had 16.9 million
alone.
That's AMC alone.
Only at AMC. That's not Cinemark. That's not Regal.
Rachel is 100% true. 100% true. And then IMAX now, all the IMAXs are sold out. 250 screens sold out with this. I mean, for the industry, like the AMPTP is not getting in this money. You know, they're not. This is all about her. And it's big because if this does as well, they're saying 100 over 100 million right now opening weekend. And if it does this well, like that might open the floodgates for more musicians to actually put their concerts on the big screen and put it out there. It's insane because no one would have thought, like you think about this, like no one ever think that a musician putting a concert on the movie theater would make this much money. But in a time right now with someone as popular as her, it's a big thing for theaters. Like I said, all the smaller chains like give us a movie. It's supposed to be a limited release. Everybody wants it now because of this. But it's called Eras Tour. And the thing is, like in the first 24 hours, it made 26 million. First 24 hours, $26 million. It's insane. And I think that for us to actually contemplate what this is, we usually do is we watch movie trailers on here normally, but I actually have the trailer for the Taylor Swift concert right now we can watch right now all together. And I think you get an idea for what it is. So everybody,
my light Google means I'm correct, just in case.
Here's the trailer for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
You looked it up, so it doesn't count.
I'm gonna drink to this.
Welcome to the Eras Tour. This has been the most extraordinary experience of my entire life. He looks so pretty like a devil is you. We're about to go on a little adventure together, and that adventure is going to span 17 years of music. How does that sound? Welcome to the acoustic set. It's a cool
Amazing.
Are you ready for it? I'm drunk in the back of the car, and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. Said I'm fine, but it wasn't true. Love you ain't the worst thing you ever had. People would come up to me and they'd be like, "You gonna just like do a show with like all the albums in it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be called the Eras Tour. See you there."
To theaters in North America.
I was under the impression that when people did a concert, they played music from all of their albums. Like, isn't that what they do? Is that a thing?
Yeah, but this is called the Eras Tour.
A couple of their biggest hits.
Oh, so
like,
it's a name thing.
So the Eras Tour is coming to your AMC, your Cinemark, your Regal, across the board, everybody. And it's, to me, I'm like, I'm pretty shocked in a way because I mean she is huge.
I thought you were gonna say I'm pretty psyched.
I'm not gonna say I'm psyched. I'm just saying it's pretty huge because it might change the whole industry quite a bit right now. I think that if this does so well, I think more musicians are gonna want to do this, and I think it might open the floodgates for. I mean, older generations of musicians that come out like a Aerosmith or something like that. Maybe they'll do something like this. Maybe it'll go into rap superstars. Maybe you'll have everybody, every kind of generation. Maybe Fall Out Boy, Spencer's favorite, Spencer out there will
It's
do
not
something
my
like
favorite
this.
band.
How dare you
Don't
throw
say
out
that.
words like that? That
Is
was-
my
that was
third
a
favorite
candid-
band. Okay,
You catch
don't
the
do that.
Star Spencer?
I'm just
He's not in high
kidding.
school
Top
anymore.
five.
He's not in high school anymore,
Top
Brian.
5. But I'm saying I think it's going to open the floodgates
Great
for a lot
work.
of things. And I want to go. Yeah,
I
there you
choose
go.
9 Inch
Keep
Nails for my
going,
workout
keep
music.
going, keep
I want to go
going.
to Rachel on this first because Rachel brought this story to my attention first, and I saw everything that was going on. Rachel, what do you think? Is this amazing? Is this great for music and for theaters? What do you think about this, or do you think this shouldn't be happening? I think I know the answer.
I think this is a very unique situation. The Eras Tour has broken all sorts of records for concerts. It's like the best-selling concert of all time. All summer, people have been fighting and tearing themselves apart trying to get tickets to this show. So the fact that they're releasing it to theaters,
I
and
love
it's
to support fighting and tearing people apart. Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And it's been such a phenomenon. This is bigger than just an artist going out and performing. It has been a cultural phenomenon. So I don't really think that other artists can apply themselves this way. Maybe like I can't even think of another artist who has this kind of pull at this moment. Because she's
Beyonce.
breaking all of these. Beyonce's on tour right now. No one's fucking fighting over her tickets.
Yeah, they are.
Not
only
like
this,
they
though,
are.
Sabrina.
This. Like this has been a phenomenon, and I
Shade
like.
at the fucking Beyonce.
I have no shade at Beyonce. You can still be amazing and phenomenal without like it's truly unprecedented the records that she's breaking.
It's true. It's true.
She'll take you out, Sabrina.
No, she won't.
But this has
Play
truly
her and
been
we'll
Taylor
talk.
Swift's fucking summer. She has re-released one of the albums. She has announced a re-recording of another album because of a whole kerfuffle with her music getting stolen. That's a whole nother story. But the fact that this film was not
Is
known
Napster
about.
It
involved?
wasn't her music getting stolen. It was her music. She signed a bad contract, and that's.
Oh, is that what it was?
Scooter Braun. There's a whole thing there, but she's re-releasing her music so that
It's
she
like a
owns.
Simon Cowell
That's the
thing.
point.
They wouldn't give her her rights to her own music so that she could like because he
buy it,
owned them,
yeah.
and it was a whole fucked up
It's a whole
thing.
thing.
That's
And she's 100% right, by the way. But
She's fucking killing it. She
fuck you,
has
Lexi.
sold more tickets than any other fucking human in existence.
I'm not a millennial, by
So,
the way.
White millennial.
Just to be
No,
clear,
me and Taylor Swift
I'm
are white
old.
millennial women.
I'm old.
though.
Remember?
it's huge,
is
though,
a
Rachel. Do you
phenomenon.
think this is going
It's
to
huge.
open the floodgates?
did not-
though?
For some more context about the ticket sales, this was not something that the world knew about before yesterday morning. So she announced it yesterday morning and sold millions of dollars of tickets immediately. Like I know I bought
That's her
tickets.
space.
I have tickets
This
for
is
opening
yesterday?
night in
Of
a
course
fucking
you do.
IMAX
Yep, yesterday.
because I could not get tickets to the goddamn tour. So this is
Yeah.
the best I
Right.
can do.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a valid point
But
because of the
it's,
fiasco that went down with
Oh, I get it.
Ticketmaster. They canceled a bunch of
Yeah.
things as people want to see her. It's huge.
Mhm.
It's expensive
open those
too.
fans.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very.
Now you can spend like, $20 at your local theater as opposed to spending
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars and you get experience like front row kind of, So
It's an
it's
absolutely
huge.
unprecedented phenomenon. I don't think we're going to see anything like this happen again.
In
and I don't
40X.
think we've seen anything happen like this before. It's
No.
unique.
And that's thing like just like we said before, AMC alone was like
Mhm.
26. And it's like, what was
$26
it going to be
million
for
for
everybody else?
AMC alone, and that was
Alone.
at like 5 p.m. yesterday. So that didn't even count half the day yesterday, all of today. Like, I would bet they've pre-sold $70 million of tickets.
Yeah. That's and look at freaking we talk about these like again, I want to go back to the Marvel thing. We talk about the Marvel and the DC stuff. It's like $10 million, you know what I mean? And it's like that's nothing, you know what I mean? Look at like these movies that have been coming out recently. Most movies coming out recently are like 5 million opening day. You know what I mean? You're talking about 26 right away, right off the bat. That's huge for one
Immediately.
theater chain.
For one
And-
chain.
And you know that all the producers are fucking pissed right now. They're like, oh, she's making this money. We're not getting shit, right now. I
I fully believe she could run for president and would win. Like, the amount of pull she
100%.
has right now is insane. I
She's
don't think we've ever
single-handedly
seen
driving the U.S.
something like this.
economy.
Oh, absolutely.
She literally-
absolutely.
She's
It is
literally
a great time.
single-handedly driving
Yeah.
the U.S. economy, for better or for worse.
It is a great time to be a girl right now.
A Swift fan.
Honestly. Between Barbie and Taylor Swift, this has been the summer of just like
reined it in.
What is-
feminine
Christ.
awesomeness.
What do we call Swift fans? Swifties? Are they called Swifties? What are they called?
Swifties.
Damn myself. I'm gonna
Aren't
stare
we
myself in the
arguing about
fucking eye.
abortion laws? What's going on right now?
Well, you
This
know
is
what?
We were.
We'll take
Not
what we
on
can
cruise
get.
Not a good time to be
Not
a
on
woman.
cruise control. We talk about Taylor Swift's dancing and gyrating. That's what we talk about
Yeah.
It's
here.
a great time to be a woman where you have to drive 6 states over to take care of
I-
your own
wait.
fucking humanity.
We're leaving that out of here. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
I think it's great for
Okay.
cinemas, though. That's what I put
Pop
out there. It's great for
culturally,
cinema.
it's a good time.
It's great for AMC. It's not great for cinema.
All these.
great for
Oh,
AMC.
yes, it's
That's
great
it.
for theaters,
It's not
theater
great,
chains.
no, just AMC. It's a deal with AMC. It's
No.
not playing at Regal.
It's
They
at
are.
Cinemark.
They are. They
It
opened
is.
it up. They opened
It
it
is.
up
It's
to
a
everybody now.
Cinemark.
Oh, they did?
Yes,
Mm.
because it did so well. They
It
opened
was
it to
always
everybody.
at Regal. and
Wow.
No. I read a whole fucking article today
I bought my
about
tickets
how
at
it was
Regal.
an AMC brokered deal.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere now, Sabrina. It's everywhere.
Fucking hate the internet.
It's everywhere. All the low chain theaters that weren't allowed to get, they all actually put an authorization to get it too. All the smaller, like mom and pop places, everybody put it out there. So it's going everywhere. And that's why Rachel was like really pushing home, is that was just AMC, but because AMC had that big thing, that big pre-sales like numbers, everyone wanted to get a piece of the
I thought
pie.
it was a deal brokered between her
Originally.
and AMC.
Originally.
Or her
When it-
people in
when
AMC.
it was originally announced, it was Cinemark, Regal, and AMC. It was just the big three.
Yeah.
And now
Is
it's
Cinemark one of the big
branching out.
three? That's
Yep,
interesting.
it
to
is.
me.
Yeah, Cinemark's there.
Well, the Cinemark around here is like you
Yeah,
take your
Cinemark.
life in your hands
Tell me
going in
something.
there. To
It's
go
a
to the movie
regional
theater.
thing.
Yes, it is.
Cinemark is regionally big.
Jesus,
Don't
you're
leave
like,
Cinemark-
please don't murder
leave
me.
them out there.
I'm just trying to
I
go
love
see
Cinemark.
Cool,
the
though.
fucking incredible.
Other places, not here.
Cinemark used to be like the cheap SAG theater here too, but not
you see
anymore.
me over $2.
No, it's free
that
before.
one's closed down now, but I'm talking about the other one, like on Victory.
That was a Regal. That was a
What?
long time ago. Sabrina, do you think that this is good for the
Bradley
film
Cooper?
industry, for the theater chains, or do you think this is going to hurt it all in the long end because more musicians might take over the sales and and fill the theaters up?
I'm all for musicians making money. Like musicians have been my therapy my whole fucking life. So that's great, and I'm glad you're making more money. Honestly, my issue is Ryan Bauer said to drink. Thank you, dick bag. I have to make a drink, and I will because I don't have any more liquor. But I'm talking right now, so I can't. So basically, I'm just gonna do this and then tell you what I want to do.
I'm going to go to somebody else if you're leaving.
I'm not leaving, Dick. I'm right here. Why are they so mad at me tonight? I'm old. I'm leaving. I'm doing things people don't want me to do.
You're not old.
You know what?
Before the
Yeah.
show started, I called you
Thank
beautiful.
Spencer.
You're
I didn't hear that. I was
beautiful.
probably weren't having audio issues. So basically, thank you, by the way. It's a very nice compliment. You're also beautiful. As is Spencer and Brian. We have a very beautiful cast here tonight. Okay, my point is fucking Taylor Swift, I love. I think she empowers women. I think she empowers equality. I think she empowers strong women. She empowers a lot. I think she drives a lot of self-confidence for people, and I'm all for that always. And I'm not gonna lie, I do like some of her fucking songs. I really do. And she's fucking hot as shit. So like I'm not
She's
mad
so
at
pretty.
that. 100%
So
not
pretty.
mad at that. Like I would not kick her out of bed in the morning. I'd be like, please stay. Can I make you breakfast? So gay it up. Number 7 for you, Brian. That was for you. I'm fixing your faux pas from the beginning of the
Please,
show.
can we not bring that up again?
There
Don't
are
worry,
a lot of
anyone who
theories out
watches
there
this
that
video
Taylor
is
Swift,
not even gonna know. No, she's
like,
gorgeous. Like literally any person, any plant, any.
Here's what she says to you, Sabrina. Here's what she says to you.
Any person on the planet, literally, would be insane to not be enamored with her beauty. She is gorgeous. And if she did that to me, I'd be like, whatever, let's make up over dinner. Like I have no problems with it. She's
I'd let her
lovely.
be mean to me.
Me too, all day. As long as she was nice to me at night.
Thank her for
No,
the
I'm just kidding.
privilege.
So no, that's not a good precedent to set. My point though actually is like this is like for me, I'm actually a very big music person. I grew up like with the greatest music in the world in my house. My mom was like a huge concert goer. So I started going to concerts at a young age, and my thing was concerts for a long time. I would go work in this restaurant that I was like basically family in because I started working there when I was 12, and I would bust my ass, and my boss would let me take the fuck off when I wanted to, and I'd go until my money ran out, and then I'd come back and I'd work again, and he'd be fine with that. Like I'd work doubles, it didn't matter. So like music is a huge fucking thing for me. So like for me, to watch a concert at an AMC is like fucking, it's insulting. Like I don't want to see. I want to see the fucking show.
Couldn't get.
I want to see the show. I get it. I get that. And I know she's single-handedly driving the American economy right now, and that like people are apparently murdering each other in the streets for the tickets, which I didn't know until you told me. But I
Simmer down, people. Simmer down.
She was in LA for 4 days, and like we were just driving like in traffic, me and my boss, from one location to another. And I'm like, what is going on over here? And there was like 2 chicks in the car, and there was a baby in the back, and there was a lot of this going on. And I'm like, what?
No Taylor Swift?
We couldn't hear the music, but we got closer, and they had glitter all over their bodies. And then he was like, Taylor Swift fans, they're going to the show. And I was like, what? Do you have to like roll around in jelly and then hit a glitter pit?
Yes.
Before you go to a Taylor Swift show?
Yes.
He's like, absolutely. But my favorite bar, shout out
Or
to
is there a
Johnny
baby?
Pastrami's. And the baby was in the back seat. The baby was not covered in glitter. They were just in the back.
The baby was during the show. Sorry, keep going.
But the thing is, is this
Do you know
like
how
it's a
insane
flash?
it would be to take a baby to that show? Tickets were
Irresponsible
over
parenting.
$1,000.
Well, I think
I'm
that
out.
she's taking the baby. I think
He
you
put
can,
on-
it's a +1
I'm out.
situation.
Even
You
though-
strap the baby up, and they're like,
the hangover thing, and it's just like
I don't know.
baby's kind
the
of
baby's
chills.
probably gonna have ear
No
problems
seat
later.
needed. You know, you get my seat is my chest kind of deal.
I don't know.
I would
No,
take
but-
my
But
baby.
the glitter.
But I don't
But
trust
Spencer-
the people that do
But
that.
Spencer,
I'm
do you
taking
think
my
this
baby
is
to Taylor Swift? That's a terrible.
Spencer? Do you think this is like a one-time deal, that this is what it is? Because like Rachel's saying, a lot of fans didn't get to see it, and so this is their opportunity to see it. Or do you think this will become a trend that branches into generations where musicians are like, we can make a lot of fucking money going to theaters?
For sure.
Literally nothing can do the live experience justice.
We are slowly getting into idiocracy. We are going to be watching our concerts at Costco, where we get our law degrees, and we no.
law degrees.
I love.
That's very
I
funny,
love
Spencer.
that people that don't get to see the show can see it. I totally advocate for that. She's making great money. She's doing all that. That's awesome. It's an odd experience, I think, being in a movie theater versus being in a show, right? Like you're like vibing, and like lighters are going, and you're drinking, and you're bumping into people, and you're drunk. It's the experience is awesome. But you're in a movie theater, it's like what everybody stands up. Like if you're at a show and you're sitting down, people are like, "What are you? Are you 40?" Okay. But
shots fired.
You too, Spencer?
So
Are you
I just come
kidding?
on. It was a good moment. I had to. So, it seems weird though. It just seems weird, the whole idea. But I definitely see. Like, don't get me wrong. She is Rachel. You're super right. Unprecedented. This is massive. People are paying thousands of dollars to go to these shows, but it'll happen again. I mean, it's gonna. It's not. It's not going to happen again, right? Some other artist, whether it's her again or somebody else, is going to blow up, and they're going to, Post Malone, whoever it is, it's going to, they're going to, people are going to pay.
There have been other contemporary artists who have done these film sort of experiences. BTS did one, Billie Eilish did one, and neither of them got even like partially what Taylor Swift got on her first day.
Yeah, that's insane. The numbers
didn't make.
The numbers are nuts.
Yeah, and how
to be honest,
are.
I would prefer. Crazy. I would prefer to listen to Billie Eilish all day, every day, than listen to Taylor Swift for 2 days straight.
That's fine. No, you're allowed to be wrong. But I think something that we're not that we kind of touched on a little bit.
I did,
but. It's about
Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish has some really fucking down-root fucking
amazing
songs with good fucking lyrics, with fucking good fucking You know what?
But for cultural relevance,
I think everybody needs a drink.
The difference between Billie Eilish and Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift targets one specific audience. Billie Eilish, my mom listens to her, and then fucking kids listen to her. Did you call me bro?
Yeah.
I would say the exact opposite. I would say Billie Eilish is for like a niche, and then Taylor Swift is like anybody wants it.
Spencer, have you ever listened to Billie Eilish?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually listen to Billie Eilish.
You think no one can appreciate it except for a niche group of people?
I didn't say. I don't think it's that no one can appreciate it. I think that Taylor Swift over 10 albums has a wider variety of music.
Spencer.
Happy Friday, everybody.
How do I say this politically?
No, I don't need a political.
She, I'm not saying that Billie Eilish isn't as skilled of a singer as Taylor Swift, because I would put them kind of at a
It's
similar
about
level.
music. It's not about.
But I
skill
do
singing.
think I think like the amount of people that are open to listening to both of these girls' music is vastly different. I think Billie Eilish is definitely for the angsty teen, which I get nice and angsty sometimes, and I dig into those.
That's a visual judgment.
A visual judgment.
That is
I think
a
her
visual
music.
judgment
Audio
on how
judgment.
she dresses.
Audio judgment.
No, it's not.
Her dressing. I'm talking about her music. I'm talking about the way her music sounds. And Taylor Swift is very
looking
like
at her-
upbeat, right? And it's very,
right.
it's for
That's
a casual day while
that's
you're
what old
driving.
people listen to.
If you
That's what old
turn
people listen to.
Billie Eilish on in a car with whoever, right? You got three random people in a car. You turn Billie Eilish on, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, all right, we're about to,
Okay, well, I'm
we're
gonna
about to
tell
do
you a
this."
life
All
story.
right,
It's gonna
you turn
take 5
Taylor
minutes.
Swift on,
I have
and everybody's
a point
like,
about the show.
Oh, really? Because I
like
put Taylor
swinging out the
Swift on in my
windows and
boss's
fucking,
car the other day
you know.
when I watched the Glitter Baby roll by. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? And he goes, I don't even know who Taylor Swift is. I'm like, yes, you do. And I put on Shake It Up in the car. And he was like, I would have turned this off. He was like,
Your boss is a liar.
No.
Your boss is a liar.
First of all,
Is it live under a rock?
he said, I will not recognize the song. That's a very
Champagne
popular,
Problem.
recognizable,
Ridiculous.
very recognizable song. Right? I picked a song that I knew he had heard before.
Movie theater. I have a point to make.
Could have.
Okay, well, I'm not done with my point.
Get in there, Rachel.
I have no. Get in there, Sabrina. I'm not done talking. Very specific song that everyone in the world has heard. Which, by the way, I actually like. I like that song. I think it's fun. I don't hate it. I love when they compare it to the aerobics in like the 80s or whatever. Like there's like that video of the 80s aerobic Olympics that like, I'll stay out too late. And it's like it's fucking. If you haven't seen it, Google it.
Do that again, Sabrina.
I'll like Google. No. So I played that song and he was like, I literally would have changed this at the first fucking beat. I've never heard the song before. And then I put on like 3 other songs. And he was like, okay, yeah, I heard the song and she sucks. He doesn't like it, right?
I'm hearing a lot of he's.
My boss.
Your
boss?
I'm talking about two
A
different
male?
people.
Yeah. How old?
Oh, I'm
Is
sorry.
he like a
You're male?
60-year-old man?
Who's
You're a
going to
male?
Taylor Swift concerts? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you know,
my
like
point
this
is that he likes Billie Eilish. He likes Dua Lipa. He likes fucking Lizzo. Like, so don't act like he's a fucking asshole because he's not. Also,
He's a great
my
guy.
mother would fucking
say
turn
he's
Taylor
an
Swift
asshole.
up in a fucking second.
I know, right?
And she loves Billie Eilish. She
such a
loves Billie
broad
Eilish.
statement.
I went home
There's so
while I
much-
was cleaning her fucking...
There's a lot of Swifties out there. That's all I'm saying.
Of course,
That's what I'm
she's
saying.
literally driving the... I don't know how many times I have to say it. Like, is nobody listening?
I'm
I
listening.
get it. I get what you're saying. You're not wrong. However,
That's all I needed. That's all.
However, my mother, who is like 70 something, fucking, I went home to help her fucking move years ago, and I played Billie Eilish. That was what I was into at the moment. And I played a fucking shit ton of Billie Eilish. She was like, ugh. Then she started listening to it. She's like, oh, I really like that. I went to go visit her in Spokane. I went in the bathroom and I'm like, are you listening to Billie Eilish right now? She was like, oh yeah, I love her. Thank you for bringing her into my life. My 72-year-old mother.
Does she also listen to Taylor Swift?
No, she does not like Taylor Swift because she doesn't like poppy
Either
bullshit.
way, Billie
Maybe she's going through some shit.
Eilish's fucking concert
isn't?
thing in
Who
theaters
isn't?
bombed.
I didn't even know that happened.
The
Super
fact that, I
random.
mean, that's just why this
But
stands out so
I
much
did
is
fly
like
home from moving my mom to go to a Billie Eilish
It beats
concert. That was fucking
Spider-Man.
epically awesome.
it
the
beats
thing-
Spider-Man No Way Home, which is fucking crazy.
The thing for me
I
That
with
was
don't
a-
really care about that.
the opposition to bringing concerts to theaters is it's about
That hurts.
accessibility. Concerts aren't $50 to go to anymore. Concerts are $500 plus entry level
Easily.
to go to. So
Yes.
it's very,
Not all
very,
concerts,
very much
$200.
Let's
a
address
large
this,
portion.
Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Just can't afford. I can't afford a $500 ticket for a show, let alone the
$200.
resellers
No.
who are
Not
still $200 is way more than the $50 we were paying 10 years ago for tickets.
Mhm.
It's so much, and with the economy the way it is, it's accessibility to bring it to the theater. Bringing the Eras tour to the theater is giving a whole bunch of people who otherwise would not have been able to have
I just feel like it's
any
a weird
experience at all. So it's a different
we-
experience. It's a lesser
It's a weird
experience. I don't
experience.
disagree with that, but it's still a fraction of the
affordable.
experience versus 0% of the experience.
You should be
Spencer and I have a friend
sober.
that just paid. We have a friend that just paid
Yeah.
like $500
Weird.
per ticket to go see like Blink-182. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's
Hard
Blink,
now.
you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's
Blink
what it
182
is.
Blink-182
was
band.
at the what? Blink 182 was at the Billie Eilish concert that I flew home for. By the way, it was Alt 98.7 fucking awesome fest. I don't
But
know
tickets
what
are
it's
so
called.
expensive in general that this might be a medium to get people or fans to see
yeah.
them, and that they see
Yeah.
after they see how well this does, it might encourage them to actually do this more. But then again, like we said before, it hasn't worked, but now with Tay-Tay, it's working really well. That's all I can say.
Tay-Tay
Tay-Tay's
was one of the
getting
top-
paid.
never mind.
To
She's making
me,
that money.
this like sets a precedent for like going to watch UFC fights at the movie theater. You know what I mean? Or watching like
Oh.
like the Super Bowl. You know what I
That's
mean?
cheaper
Like
than
that's
pay-per-view.
that's the point I'm making is like, you know, everybody will probably be making money off of this idea. You know what I mean? So I see us going to the movie theater for a lot more reasons than movies now.
Good.
And
that
if it keeps the movie theaters alive, I'm not mad
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and it'll
bad.
encourage theaters to do more of these special event
Yep.
things like this too, and it could save them because as we talked about, people haven't been going to theaters as much as they used to,
But like, think about it. If
and
you're
Tom Cruise might be happy about this. That's all I'm saying.
Tom
If
Cruise
you're
already
in
bought
the
his
theater though,
dealership
and like
ticket.
someone's playing the Eras tour, and everyone's like, "What?" Like, how are you gonna enjoy like?
Yeah, you
I
can't
don't
be in
know.
the same. Yeah, you can't watch Oppenheimer
Yeah,
next
that is
to
gonna
the
be-
Eras tour,
Thank you.
right? Yeah,
Exact exact example. Oppenheimer.
You
Yes,
can't do
thank
that.
you.
It's not.
You
It's
can't do
not
that.
what it is.
So maybe they
Right.
should just, since it's selling so well, maybe they should just run
Only
the Eras
that,
tour.
and at the same time,
And-
like
and
run every
something
theater.
None of
I
us
can
brought
do it.
up was that The Exorcist changed their opening day because of the Eras tour, because they didn't want
Yeah,
to compete
I
for
saw that.
ticket sales with the
By
Eras
the way,
tour.
The Exorcist came kindly up on this.
No.
Why are we rebooting that?
Yep, it's true.
Oh,
It's very
that's
true. I saw that
terrifying.
too. I saw that too. I
Oh,
saw that
Literally
movies
and
too.
just have to-
figuratively.
Movies have to
Get a
fight
new
for their
idea.
spot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I've heard of so many
I would
movies
wanna
that
go
like
against
good
the other
movies that tank because they're out the same weekend as like a Marvel
Mhm.
movie or something. You know?
Brian,
That's-
what is the movie with the hand?
Talk to me.
Talk to me. Great movie.
Great movie.
Everyone should go see it.
Nice. It's a great movie.
That was really a great movie.
Yeah.
You
That's
saw it
great.
too?
Yeah, it was
It was really
great.
good, right?
Mm-hmm.
A24 again,
Ah.
making fucking moves, making money.
Shout out to an independent permit.
Independent, but still they're becoming more and more
GR.
of a
Log
big
on.
studio. Next to Pearl Harbor. Yep.
Never
there
forget
you go, GR. But studios have to
Absolutely.
battle this off because they don't
Great
want
call,
to lose
Rachel.
the battle against musicians.
Never
They want
forget you,
products that are going to be big, put the butts back in the seats because they know what they do then. Well, what reboot can we make next? You know what reboot they're going to make next? National Treasure. And that leads me to our featured story of the night. Let's get it. Watch out! All right, everybody. So the very next thing, and the last thing I want to talk about tonight is National Treasure, because we know there's been a couple of them come out, and Nicolas Cage kicking ass as always, because Nick Cage is the fucking man. Love me some Nick Cage. But now they're saying that Nick Cage will be joined by another man that a fucking actor, I should say. I'm not gonna say man, an actor that I fucking love, Keanu Reeves. So apparently right now, it came out, National Treasure 3, Revenge of the Puzzle Master is the name of the project moving forward. Disney's been working on it. They've been talking about it now during this whole strike thing. And Brad Bird is actually in talks to direct this. Brad Bird's been a lot of things. I mean, The Incredibles is one thing, but on top of that, he's
We
been
were
working
just
for a
talking
long
about
time.
him 10 minutes ago, were we not?
Yeah, what?
Brad Bird?
Brad Bird? No, we weren't talking about Brad Bird. I don't think. Maybe
very
Brad Bird
familiar.
came up, but Brad Bird's attached to this apparently, or he's in negotiations going forward. But Nicolas Cage's hero is coming back, solving an intricate series of puzzles to prevent a legendary artifact from falling into the hands of a ruthless treasure hunter. Now they're not saying who the treasure hunter is, but I'm guessing. Come on, guys.
Probably Keanu.
Who could
Probably
it be?
Keanu. You know what I mean? Probably Keanu. If they're both the co-leads, it's probably Keanu, that's trying to get this, and Nick Cage trying to stop him. Bruckheimer already said, we talked about this before in the program, that he talked to Nick Cage about a National Treasure 3. He had a script he was already talking about, because Nick Cage said he wasn't sure if he would work with Disney again, but then Bruckheimer had that whole thing that he came forward and said, like, hey, I've talked to Nick Cage. We have an idea. We want to do more. And that was when the series came out. And this series bombed really bad. They hope to do more of those. canceled the second season. So where do you go from there? You fucking run back to the movies, you get Nick Cage back, and you make a National Treasure 3. And this sounds interesting to me. I'm like, I love Keanu. I love Nick Cage. Throw him in there. I want Benjamin Franklin Gates back again. Come on, guys. I want him to fucking find his way. And I want, the Book of Secrets was the last one. That was like 2007. The last one came out. That's a long time ago. But they've been in the works, talking about it. The idea of Keanu and him together, I think, is great. I love these movies, though. They're a guilty pleasure in a lot of ways. It's just fun. It's an adventure movie. It's like that. Go here, go over. We're following. It's like it's a game. We jump to conclusions. We find our way to get to the next thing. I don't know. And Nick Cage is a friend of the show. That's all I'm saying. So, National Treasure 3. What do we think about this? We think it could be good, could be bad. Is it worth it? Should we leave it in the past? We always talk about the reboots. There's always so many reboots because that's the world we live in these days. And, this is a pretty formidable one, I would think. So, Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think you want some Nick Cage because you love some Keanu Reeves together in a National Treasure kicking some ass? Figuring out where this puzzle's going down?
Sorry, I'm making out with my dog. Yeah, no, this is like one very like specific time that I'm not gonna get mad about a reboot because I love Nicolas Cage and I love Keanu Reeves. Like honestly, I don't even care what they do. Like I'll watch it. Like I love Jason Statham and I watched The Meg too, which was so awful. It was so bad. But it was so bad it was good. It was so bad it was good. Why do you have Jesus holding like,
I almost
That's Nick
spit
Cage.
my fucking beer out. You were holding a dog.
No, it's Keanu Reeves.
That was
that's Keanu. I'm sorry. Keanu Christ.
Reeves.
That's Keanu Christ. Sorry.
Yeah, Mimi's got her hand in. Mimi's filling me up. She's getting real handsy. She's getting real handsy.
Keanu
It's the
Christ.
same
Moron.
frame. The exact
Stop
same
getting
shot.
handsy. So basically, I want to be mad that they're like rebooting this, but we talked about this before, like that they've been trying to do it for a really long time.
Cool.
And like Jerry Bruckheimer is supposed to be like involved, which I'm into. And like, I love Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage. And Keanu Reeves is like really, 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 I mean, above Nicolas Cage, like one of my favorite actors on the planet. I know he doesn't get any love. He gets no love. John Wick, my favorite action franchise, to be perfectly honest. I don't think anything can top it. My favorite action franchise. Throw something else on the floor, Spencer. My dog's filling me up. Ask me if you can fucking top that. You can't.
Kingsman.
So Sabrina's, you're about
I'm
this,
in.
Sabrina.
I'm all in. 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. Leave Diane Kruger at home. I'm in.
Rachel, what do you think? Are you in the same board as Sabrina? Think that you should mimic a National Treasure 3? Or do you think that, this was a long time ago? Why are we doing more of these?
I'm fucking thrilled. We got snowballs. Yeah. We got sonic porn. We got interspecies making out. You can find it all here on the Cruise Control.
What an ad.
I like it.
I love National Treasure. National Treasure is one of my favorite film franchises, so I am thrilled. Make me 10 more of them. As long as they need Nick Cage and they need that guy who was you had on
Justin Bartha.
Yeah, they need him.
Yeah, he's
kind of a douchebag. I worked for him before.
Fuck off.
Throwing it out there.
I'm sorry, is that Natalie Portman on Garden State? What's going on?
He was all right. He was all right, but whatever. But he's still fucking so good, and you need him back.
That character is great.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
They need to fill that spot as a character for the community.
Maybe he's totally filling me up right bit.
Now. But I could not be more thrilled. I've wanted a National Treasure 3 since 2007. So
does Keanu Reeves make it 100 times better?
I'm here for it.
Keanu?
I'm 100% here for it. I will be buying tickets to this opening day.
I'll pre-sale fucking Taylor Swift out of her pants on this.
I think a lot of people like to see this. I mean, these movies are just fun, family action. Yeah, Rachel, you're right. They're fun. They're fun. But honestly, I feel a lot of people going to see this. I don't know what you're doing over there.
Her whole arm is in my chest.
You're being rude.
Yes, and she's fine with it. She's closing her eyes and feeling it.
She's like, this is amazing. Let's do this all day.
I think this is great. I think it's great for Disney. I think it makes sense to get Keanu in here. Keanu is so fucking hot, like in this right now, this world right now.
So hot right now.
Yeah, gay it up, Brian.
Look, Keanu is so hot right now.
I mean, this
so
world
hot right now.
in this world right now, like he's fucking.
For the rest of the
like
show.
You think about how all the John Wicks are doing. They've done spin-offs, prequels, sequels. I mean, they're gonna.
Did the prequel come out?
The Continental?
Come out?
It starts in like
Yeah.
2 weeks, I think. But the thing is, like that they did so that's doing so
What
well
about
that they're doing that. I mean, not spoiler alert, but like there was a very good ending for his character in the last one, and they're still gonna try to do more now because the people love him in this part so much. And they're gonna try to make it happen. So he is like, and he's again in a resurgence in his career that's like fantastic in the past few years since he started. And all he did was like work with his stunt coordinator to make these John Wick movies, and it fucking blew him back up into the world. Yeah, I mean, The Matrix was a long time ago. He disappeared for a long time. Now he's back, like hotter than ever in the Hollywood scene. And I think it makes sense. You throw him with Nicolas Cage, you fucking have a great movie. It's like a formula that's only gonna make the studio money. And Mickey Mouse loves to make fucking money.
Stop talking about the
That's
studio.
all
We're
I'm
against
saying.
them.
Yeah, fuck them, but they will make money, and hopefully they pay their people when they make that money. And at that point, we should have a contract. It should be good. We should be happy and all benefiting from Disney's fucking money. Spencer, what do you think? Are you on board this too? Do you want to see a National Treasure 3 with Nick Cage versus Keanu Reeves?
Fuck yes. Absolutely. Entirely. I love National Treasure. I was even thinking, like Sean Bean, right, was in the first one. And he was
he was the villain in there.
Antagonist. Yeah, right. He was.
He fucking always dies.
He's all time. It's like 52 deaths. And I love it.
Take that job.
Awesome series. Also, I was trying to think. Have I ever liked Nicolas Cage's performance more than National Treasure?
Yes.
I don't think so. I mean, Con Air is the second, probably.
Oh, Con Air is so good. Adaptation.
I'm kidding. He's terrible in Con Air. It was a joke. He's terrible. His accent.
Con Air is amazing.
Con Air is an amazing movie. He is like, what?
He looks just like my dad
like
trying to fucking light up a Christmas tree.
Or like, I mean, he is just, I mean, as far as like range and like whether an actor is going to be able to hit the performance, Nicolas Cage is there, you know? But I mean, his National Treasure is just a masterpiece. It's a beautiful thing. And I don't know. Keanu Reeves, I see it. I see him bumping it up. I like it.
I think he could it'd be great for him to come back to this franchise. I really do. Look at Justin Bartha just loving it. Just loving it. But yeah, I just think that it's just they're just fun movies, and like they made made good money, and like they all had a great time doing them. Like, why not? And they're again, it's like it's almost like an Indiana Jones franchise, but even like better because it's like
sillier, and I love it.
Yeah, it's sillier because you're going from X, Y, Z. It's incorporating history too, which is good for people as well to remember some of the history. It's just fun stuff.
This is, I think, what's the Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg video game?
Oh, Uncharted. Yeah.
This is what I think Uncharted is trying to do, right?
Is
have
100%.
like enough of like an essence in history. Oh, totally. But I mean, it's like similar concepts. You know what I mean? Trekking across the world for some hidden map, and whatever.
Also, Indiana Jones. Also,
right? Yeah. But
this
I mean,
is like
it's sillier.
Indiana Jones and the Da Vinci Code had an absurd baby.
Nice. That is a great combo. That is dope. I'm happy.
Oh, that's why I was like, when I heard this, like it sounds great. Like I've been wanting a new one too, the same as everybody here. I think it's just fun, and it just makes sense for Disney. They tried the series, and I get it because again,
it failed because it had fucking Nick Cage in it.
Who's in the series?
No, Justin Bartha was there. Justin Bartha popped up at the end.
Oh, just like he's at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not like in the whole show.
No, he popped in later on then, you had Harvey Keitel in there, who's awesome. He's an awesome actor, but he's only like in the very beginning in like introducing the idea from the series, and then he like dies in it. And it's like, for me, I'm like, if you're going to do it, bring the cast back and you know what, just ignore all that. Don't, just ignore all that. Just if you want to add that spring, but people didn't watch that show, and they expected, I know people that worked on it. I know people that worked on it. They were saying that when Disney first announced it and they're doing the first season, they were telling them we're expecting like 3 seasons or something like that. And they were planning for multiple seasons. They had ideas. Maybe Nick Cage would eventually come in and then it would springboard to movies.
Yeah, but
it did so bad. Like, I'm like, why would you not just approach Nick Cage? Nick Cage works for Dinosaur Bones, guys. Put him in the fucking movie or the show. You know, that's the whole thing. He loves Dinosaur Bones. So like, he put him in the fucking show. Put him in there.
One of the most, like, honestly, I'd argue
so
that
good.
he is the most interesting man in the world. Not the Dos Equis guy, who, by the way, is my boss's dad. But I feel like Nick Cage is literally the most interesting man in the world.
Like, if they would
The
have put
weird pets he keeps, the weird things he does, like the way he's. If you watch any interview with him, you're gonna be blown away.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking amazing.
But they should have thrown Nick Cage in this show.
There's something about him that seems a little.
Thank you, Ryan.
See, Ryan.
Like marrying Lisa Marie because he was obsessed with Elvis. That was weird. That was a weird thing to do.
He's a
That's
very
But
weird
also-
person.
But also, Michael Jackson married Lisa Marie, so like it's a
Also a
she's
weird thing to do.
She's
Mary,
been in a
Mary,
position
Mary,
of weirdness. For, I feel very bad for her.
That poor woman.
Yeah.
She lives such a tragic life.
I know.
she really
It's
has.
really
Like,
sad,
literally.
especially how her
Two for
her
two
ending
on
came,
weird guys. Yeah.
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 Jesus Christ. Like,
I think she
fucking
had a
go
third
on, go on
normal husband at some
eHarmony at
point.
this point.
Maybe. But National Treasure 3, everybody, I think it's a good idea. I think it could benefit for the franchise to come back
The
at
fact
this
that they
point.
picked two actors that are amazing and that no one thinks is amazing. They're like critically
Oh, you're right about
not
that. I didn't think
amazing
about that.
actors. I feel like that's gonna be a fucking huge win.
I never thought about that. That is so
Yeah.
true.
Two
Yeah.
actors that are brilliant, that no one gives them credit. I feel like this is
Whoa.
a fucking good move, and it's
I'm
gonna
gonna take your
fucking,
face
off.
it's gonna fucking
Nice.
kill it.
Yeah.
Super in it. I don't know what you just did, but it's an impression, so drink.
I
I
would
like it. It was
Everybody.
funny. I got it.
Drink it up.
I saw this way to spread the love. I love it so much. It sounds great to me. I'm all about it. Let's make this happen tomorrow. Well, we can't because there's a strike. There's a fucking strike.
Let's make it happen
Hey, your
tomorrow.
peeps.
Speaking of the strike, it's Labor Day weekend this weekend. Remember, what Labor Day
Labor.
weekend's about.
Yes.
Remember
Yep.
all the people who died to give us our workers'
Why?
rights.
They're old, by the way. The people who died, they were old when they died.
Oh,
They're old
geez.
now.
Oh, jeez.
Remember old people.
Interesting.
And
Everybody
support your
remember
cinema.
Old people.
And if you see Bob
Even old
Iger,
people that walk next to you in the store, at the grocery store, like that just exist. Just acknowledge old people.
Not
I like
the racist
Lexi's-
ones, though.
I like Lexi down there. We need more money,
Definitely not the
Disney.
racist one.
If you see Bob Iger out there somewhere this Labor
hit
Day
him in his
weekend,
face.
Kick him in the nuts.
just tell him
Oh, don't do
Mickey
that.
Mouse would pay people more money.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Anyways,
Walt
everybody,
Disney's not a good
thank you
person.
so much for being here tonight on
He's a
Cruise
train
Control.
yard,
We
and he
appreciate you
also
as always. It's been a great Friday show.
hated-
Sorry for she loved it. Sorry for the technical issues earlier on. Again, our power cut off apparently and like broke some breakers and shit. And so we had to like reset everything and fix things and make it come back together. And now here we are tonight for you tonight and for everybody out there in the world. So thank you so much for being here on Cruise Control. Rachel Blakely, thank you for being here tonight on Cruise Control.
Anytime,
Oh.
every Friday.
Yeah. I love having you here. Thank you so much. It means the world to us.
Give me
And the IP-ness that you bring is amazing.
Wow, you are really digging that hole. Get a shovel. I'm gonna give you a shovel that you can just put over your shoulder when you say fucked up shit.
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying.
I love it. I think
Rachel, what you bring to the table every week is amazing, and I appreciate it so much.
Your right penis. That is a weird joke.
I mean, it's a joke about the fucking.
I know.
I've heard Sabrina say it 4
Brian's
times.
just trying to gay it up with loving eye penis. It's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We support
the
you,
IP-ness is
Brian.
loved here on Cruise Control.
You're not
So
an penis person.
but the thing is, like, we look at these products all the time. We
Spencer
talk
joke.
about them,
It's a
Rachel. You've been here a
Spencer
million times talking about how it's like. I say IP-ness because I say like everyone fucking just overuses shit, and we talk about it all the time. They reboot it and they use it and they abuse it and they bring it back to life, and all they do because that's all they know. And at the end of the day, maybe it's not the best product, right? But
Who cares about the IP-ness?
VIP-ness is our higher level on our Patreon. So if you want to join us for our VIP-ness, you can find us on Patreon tonight. So join the VIP-ness. Thank you, Lexi, for that. Yes, but Rachel, thank you for being here as always. Appreciate you. It's amazing. And fuck yeah, Bob needs a fucking figure shot tie. Yeah,
Fuck
Bob figure shit out.
Iger.
You're not
Fuck
fucking
Iger.
kidding me.
Hashtag.
Spencer O'Neill, thank you so much for being here as always on Cruise Control. Thank you. Welcome back again. Appreciate you. You gotta check out Evil Spencer when it comes out. Before you know it, we'll let you know for the release. You're gonna love it. It's a great product and from a phenomenal writer and actor himself.
I don't work for
Spencer O'Neill.
That's not good.
Brian directed. Brian directed.
This guy.
Yeah, right. I didn't direct. I did.
Sabrina was there.
Rachel was
there.
I was
Rachel was
She was.
there.
I'm
Did you
supporting
literally
you
just
from
say I
afar.
was there?
What the fuck?
Everybody, we gotta take and
Everyone's
Sabrina.
shitting on my face.
Sabrina
tonight. I'm
did a
fucking
lot.
over it.
She brought a lot to the table.
I'm done.
Okay, she's an
Sabrina,
integral
I'm done.
piece to the
Shitting
team.
on the face.
Okay, I enjoyed it. It was nice. I
If you-
loved it. Thank you.
If you like shitting on faces, that's
No
good
one
for you. Like,
enjoys
I'm
me
not
being
gonna
on their
fucking
set,
like
but
give
I
you
make
shit about that.
shit
But
as a
don't
fucking
shit on
efficient.
faces while you're watching Cruise Control. But Sabrina, thank you so much for being here on Cruise Control. As always, we appreciate you. Hope you had a great time.
Oh, I'm supposed to say something? Everyone's shitting on my face. Am I going to say something?
No, I said to our fans and our family out there,
that's a different
please
kind
do
of
not
show.
shit
That's
on
the
Sabrina's face.
OnlyFans.
That's the 2 Girls 1 Cup cut of this episode. I'm just kidding. No, everything great. Thank you. Of course, I love being here, and I love Rachel, and I love Spencer, and I love Brian. I'm sorry, I'm extremely salty tonight. I had a really rough fucking day. I got a little bit of salt in my teeth, actually, still currently right now.
I appreciate you.
Spicy.
I appreciate you, Sabrina.
But I love you guys. I love you guys. I took on the role of devil's advocate as much as I possibly could tonight. But nothing personal. You know I love you so much, both of you. And also Brian, who's probably going to punch me in the face when we exit this broadcast.
And I love older women, so I love you.
Oh my God.
Oh, one more time.
Are we bringing it home?
One more time. More hearts.
You know what?
I think it only works in our. We have the new. We use
Rachel,
It's
are you
fucked
giving
up.
me this even though
we
I'm
use our
punching you in the
iPhones.
face?
And we have the latest update that does that.
You guys are having us do this thing, and I can't do it. So it's all right.
Well, that's my apology. The hearts are my apology.
Hey,
Lexi, not me, Sabrina. Thank you.
One more time, hearts.
I love you guys.
So many things I don't know if that's in
Love you.
part two.
Love
Thank
you
you
guys.
so much for being here. As always, one more drink before we go.
Fuck
One
yeah,
more
cheers
drink.
it out.
One more drink. I'm gonna
Cheers
finish
it
this.
out.
I had to pee. I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah, run.
And to all and everybody out there, please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can.
Please.
And join that VIP-ness Patreon level if you want to get more updates. It's gonna be growing. That's all I can say. And as always, please like and subscribe to our Patreon. Get to your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your nephews, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents that know how to use the internet. I know they do. They're alive. They're fucking here watching with you right now behind your back in a shadow. Watching. Tell them to subscribe to Cruise Control because they're fucking fantastic. Tell all those fucking mythological creatures out there. I'm talking about the gnomes, the fucking hobbits, the bears, the fucking everything out there. I'm fucking don't know. The squirrels, the tigers, the fucking the fairies, the fucking bogarts, the fucking
Cyclops.
everybody out there, the cyclops, the fucking matadors, all those motherfuckers that are cool and lurking in the shadows, like Cruise Control. The fucking chinchillas who are dicks all the time. We love them so much. They're still fucking dicks and they're real. These are real though. They're out there right now in their fucking backyard and they're watching through the shadows again. As always, tell them to subscribe because they always don't subscribe and they watch everywhere and they don't fucking subscribe because they're fucking assholes. They watch every fucking video and they don't subscribe. Tell them to subscribe to Cruise Control because they're fucking douchebags and the fucking skunks and the fucking asshole fucking asshole koalas.
Yeah.
You know, they're fucking douchebags.
I
I
bet
love them
they're
so
good.
much, but they're assholes.
Are koalas?
They're
rude?
assholes. They are. It's a known fact. They're douchebags.
Not like
They're
an
douchebags.
orca, but I feel like
Yeah, the flamingos are cool though.
orca
Flamingos are our mass
orcas
subscribers.
are
So
fucking assholes.
Orcas
yeah.
are rude.
Yeah, orcas
Yeah.
are actually
They're
assholes. Yeah.
fuck all those orcas.
Yeah.
And also, what else can we say? Fuck anybody that bites somebody. Any animal that bites somebody. Fuck you. Learn to fucking love.
Pepe.
Lick, not bite. Make that your motto. Anyways, everybody, have a great night. As always, see ya.
Pepe, look at the camera. Oh, good yawn.